Yo, Jedi! Happy belated birthday again. I know I told you the other day, but hope you had a great birthday weekend, sir. Oh, thank you, Funko Addict Tech. That's great. Appreciate you checking with me, sir. You're the bestest. What's up, NFTuesday? Cutie Beck, Mountain Man, Jace the Collector. Did it not update to Tuesday, Chase? I hit done. Sometimes it just doesn't take. Let's see what it says for me now. I got sick of checking because honestly, it's very frustrating. What's up, Walking Miracle? Is there a Jake from State Farm? It says Happy NFTuesday on my end. Maybe you just said that in the email, that it was wrong. Which is still irritating. Oh, end of the song. That's a good time to stream Elements, said it? Really? In the chat. Sure did. How weird. Even though it's updated in OBS. That's very strange. I don't know. Oh. Alright, let's bring that music down. Let's switch on over. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy NFTuesday. Monster Pete, what's happening over on YouTube? I saw your tweet earlier, and I'm sorry I didn't understand. I want to. Help me understand. I didn't go back to Twitter to see what you might have said. Monster Pete was, I think, looking for a video, but I'm not sure which one. What's up, Nessa? How you doing? What's happening with my friends at My Pops? Hope all is well. I miss you guys. It's been a long time since we got to hang. I'm updating my chat. You saved the Star Wars NFT. What's up, rare individual? I'm still not sure I follow Monster Pete. I'm sorry. I'm confused. It's on me, I'm sure, but what's up, Misty? NFTuesday. It's Friday somewhere. Not how that works. No, sir. It might be someone's Friday. I guess technically, yeah, you got it there. What's up, Punked? How are you now? Mocking Lazarus, thank you for that tier 1 sub 45 months. I still am not hearing the sounds. And I gotta make a note to work on that. I miss hearing my Tokyo Drift, but as long as you guys are hearing it. Every day is Friday when you believe. Also, not how that works. You and NFTuesday need to get together and get educated on Fridays. Karma, what's happening? I like the little zombie with headphones on look. Is it a zombie or a frog? Or what the heck is that thing, Karma? Misty, just FYI, currently nowhere on Earth is it Friday. Facts. What's up, Miss Jessie Star? How are you? See, Misty and I are rooted in actual facts. You guys are living this, living a weird dream life. But as long as you're happy. What's up, Dustmans? How are you now? Rare says my retired dad always says it's Saturday for him, so definitely can be Friday. I mean, Can it be his weekend eternally? Yes. Can it be Saturday eternally? No. But if that's the vibe he wants to live, I'm not gonna yuck his yum. I'm not gonna Coca-Cola spice him. Guys, I tried Coca-Cola spiced over the weekend. I was very excited about it. I shouldn't have been. It was not good. I'm not gonna yuck it if it's your yum. It's not my yum. But I've heard very few people say they enjoyed it. I would say 95% blah, 5%, hey, I thought it was pretty good. So, to you 5%, enjoy. And if you live near me, I have an extra one because they were buy two, get them cheaper. And I stupidly bought two. Don't think it was stated, but all the new NFTs are on Wombat already. Mine specifically, Nadu? I was going to ask about that. I asked on Friday and no one knew. Thank you for letting me know. I got a free 12-pack of it, and now I'm scared. Well, I hope you like it. The good thing is, if you open one, you still have 11 you could gift away to other people. I opened one. There's only one more left, and I don't... What am I going to do? I'm just going to go leave it outside the store. I'll just hand it to somebody as they come out. I did the ECCCCC blend and got the Big Hut Rainbow one of my Smock and Lazarus. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you made use of the blends. I was afraid you might not. I think shout out goes to Walking Miracle on that one. That's awesome. Yeah, the blends are done for the Emerald City Comic Con extra stuff. The ones if you got the NFT from me at the con, or if you're lucky enough to win one of the mini giveaways I did last week, those are over. But I left the others up in case you guys still wanted to do any. We could take a look at that today. We'll be doing kind of a... Let's go look at all the NFT projects, mine and Funko, and let's see what's going on. In case anybody is coming in here for a first time and you're interested in the Star Wars NFTs, you have two options. One, you can come in, you can learn, you can be part of the conversation. But for those of you, there's so much hate on those on the internet right now, and whatever. If you came here for that, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Fam, Coke spiced tastes like someone ate a burrito and then spit it in your Coke or added adobo seasoning. Kelly had the best takes on it. Her reviews are top notch. Did you guys hear her Dune 2 review? Clint Crockett did because he left a comment on YouTube that used part of a review. Those ECCCCC inspired blends were great. Thank you, Walking Miracle. I appreciate it. A very small audience got to see those or have them. And now the rest, as soon as I figure out how, will get burned. I still need to check in with the team at NFT Blocks and see how to burn stuff from a pool easily, but I have not done that. I got to make my to-do list. Audio issues, OBS, and there's an update to OBS, which scares me to death because I'm going to fix the audio issues and then they're just going to get broken again. We got to burn, pool, leftovers, and I can check with NFT Blocks, or I believe our friend Skunky Chunks, Mr. Tufu, also had some input on that. NB or Skunky. I think I have 2K watch patch to send to Nadu and maybe some other people. I still have a few prizes to ship, including Friday's winner. No, I don't think it tasted at all like a Dr. Pepper. Somebody said it tastes like a cross between a Dr. Pepper and a Coke, and I don't know if they've ever had either, honestly. Dave Dim, what's up? How are you now? You liked it, Avalian? Okay, I have a 2-liter. Next time you come to Seattle, it's yours. I'll keep it. I'll keep it in the fridge. I'll bring it to HQ or save $1.50 Coca-Cola product for you for 3 years from now. Mikey Tanks, first time chatting. You still live? New to this senior video? Yes, Mikey Tanks. Thank you for coming over to Twitch. I am live, indeed. Come by anytime. I appreciate it. I was just commenting. I don't know if you heard it, but I stream live here on Twitch and YouTube, and we are going to be talking about like the NFTs from Funko and stuff today. But keep in mind, this is a positive space. Family friendly. We do have some kids that watch. I hope you'll come in, enjoy the conversation, and feel free to ask any questions you have or share any input. that you have, as long as it's family friendly, constructive feedback. What we don't do here, and I'm not aiming this at you, I'm just saying it in general. We don't do this drop is trash, I hate this, garbage. I don't do that stuff. There's plenty of it on the internet that you can go. Whoa. Scared the hell out of me. I'm like, oh no. No, I do not want you to grab. You scared the hell out of me.
Here, Charlie.
Kelly.
Hey, Charlie, come here. Just stop it. Charlie, come here. Come on.
We almost had a moment.
The dog scared you.
Yeah, the dog scared me. Did not see her coming in. Hey, Monster Pete, thank you for the sub at tier 1. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Got in on the Star Trek stuff. Had a lot of questions, but think I figured. Well, hey, even if you think you figured them out, Mikey Tanks, please ask away here. Clarify anything that you're still learning about. Throw any questions you got out there about the NFTs and stuff, because we want to make sure we help you. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of spaces out here, especially live, that are doing that, so you can get immediate feedback. And I'm not bad-mouthing them, but Funko doesn't do that. That's not something they've got as part of their marketing plan. There's not a lot of people doing education out there, but if you have questions, other people do too, Mikey Tanks. So feel free to ask. Ask away. Oh, tasty bone. Venture says, what up? Work is flying me down to Houston in 2 weeks. Any recommendations on places to eat? Oh, boy. Venture, do I have them. If you like Mexican food and you don't have it, I don't know if y'all have this in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you got to go to Lupe Tortilla. Put that on your list. That is the best beef fajita meat you'll ever have. Best queso you'll ever have. Fantastic margaritas. Fantastic. Downtown doesn't have a lot of options, but what you do got to do while you're in Houston is, if you're in downtown, make sure you go down to the tunnels below Houston. There's a bunch of restaurants, including a Whataburger, down there, and you can get in all through air-conditioned areas. The weather shouldn't be too bad this time of year, but you never know. Peter Butter likes it too. LOL, you can set it in the middle and we can fight over it. Okay, we'll live stream that, Valian. Hey, Ed, what's happening, bud? How are you? Your Funko really wanted to do a good job on their marketing of these. They would direct people to you as an information source. Thank you, sir. I wish they would too. And you know what, to be fair, there have been a couple of times over the last few months where Drop and Funko have shared a thing or two that I've done, and that's more than I've seen in many years. So thank you to them for that. I think it's safe to say that era of Funko and the Funcast is all completely over. You guys saw that Hillary has moved on to a new company, so that was the end of the crew. And I don't even know who's really heading up their marketing activities now. So if they do it, I don't think they know who I am. I think they're just like, oh, another fan did something. Let's share it. Just put $80 in USDC in my account to be ready to scoop up the epics. Nice. So, Punked, you already moved it over. You see it in your drop account. You're good to go. Well done. Well done. Betwasted, thank you for that again. I appreciate that. We mentioned you in a couple of videos and had about 10 people reach out looking for your content, people getting ready for Star Wars. Oh, thank you, Pop and Duo. Shout out to Pop and Duo. If you guys have not watched their content on YouTube, family-friendly, family-centered. Vince and his wife do openings. They're lovely people. I met them in person at My Pop's up in Shelby Township, Michigan, and they're the kind of people I like to associate with in this space. We create positive content. We're not out here to talk trash about the companies that we like. That's not what we do to build our brands. And you'll notice we're struggling to build our brands compared to the fans that badmouth the company. I still don't understand that, but that's what people do, so whatever. Jungle Bryce says to Venture, do it! Lupe Tortilla is heaven. Like once a week, I think Kelly goes, how much do you think it would be to fly to Houston to have Lupe Tortilla? That's how much she loves it. No hate on pineapple pizza. Oh, I have hate for it, but I'm not going to do it here on the stream repeatedly. Mikey said, just went down to Houston for my second time. I didn't like it there. Well, look, Mikey, I don't disagree with you. It's where I was born and raised, and I love Houston. But you can take that weather and get out. Just get out of here. It's disgusting. I hate that weather. So that's why I don't live there anymore. We do not have that here, so I definitely check it out. Oh, you'll love it, Ventra. Yeah, there's another one, another great Mexican food place, because to me, the best Mexican food in the world is the Tex-Mex in Houston area and around. Oh, San Antonio has even better. But there's also another one called Candente. I only think it has one location in Houston, but it's owned by a group that also owns the barbecue joint right next door. All the meat is smoked, and they even have queso that has smoked brisket in it, and it is, pure heaven. You can taste the mesquite. So good. Oh, Allie, yeah, you didn't see Hillary's post? She just left recently and just posted last week for the first time that she's over at Wizards of the Coast now. So check out her Instagram and Twitter if you want to give her a congratulations. R.I.P. Funcast indeed. Man, I never wanted it to end, but it did, and we'll pour a little out for the Funcast whenever we get a chance. The weather was so much worse than in DFW. It is. Yeah, because you're closer to the ocean. Venture said, I think we're going to an Astros game one night too, since we will be right across the street. We'll be wearing my Rangers gear. Oh, now look. Just because you don't have to be salty. If the Rangers are playing, then yes, you can wear Rangers gear. If they're not playing, don't be that guy. Just wear something neutral. That's not neutral in this case. That's a shot. You're taking a shot at Houston. Go ahead and you can wear it on other days, but not to the game. That's not allowed. Who is Poppin' Duo? Great content. Yeah, Poppin' Duo. You don't see it, Monster Pete, on YouTube, but they're over on Twitch. All the chat is compiled together here, so you can see their comments. But there's no way for me to put the chat from YouTube over into Twitch and the Twitch chat over into YouTube for you guys to see it all. So it does get a little confusing, though. Bootwasted said, whoever is running their social department now doesn't know any of us, so everything you've done in the past is all new again. Yeah, I have a lot of opinions, as you might know. I really always thought that being part of that marketing team, there you go, Poppin' Duo is over on YouTube as well. I always thought that being part of that team in whatever state it was in, not me being a part of the team, but whoever is a part of that team, connection with the fans was so important, because the fans made the company. And Ed, you were one of the ones, you were like the backbone of sharing our stuff and integrating or engaging with us and sharing that. And I see them doing that with some people, and that's awesome. I hope they continue to do that. I love that they brought back Fanatic of the Week. They've got a new social media Freddy. They're doing some really cool stuff. So I wish them all the best. But getting to know the fans is that's a menacing, that's a big task. There's a lot to that. So hopefully they'll figure it out, and hopefully they'll keep some consistency in the people that are there, so they can continue to build on that. Punk says, yes sir, ready to go. My husband is excited for the Star Wars and told me to go for it. I mean, I gotta tell you, based on the just landslide negativity, it's a tidal wave of negativity against those Star Wars NFTs. I think we're gonna be able to get the epics pretty cheap, so it'll be a win for us. But I made the mistake of looking at the comments, and I tried to throw some positivity out there on Instagram and Twitter and say, hey, I really love the look of the NFT, the cards themselves, the actual digital NFTs, because I do. They look like the 80s Topps Star Wars cards. So cool. And you know what? I am excited about adding a few new Star Wars figures to my collection. And especially since I'm going to be able to get them cheap, it sounds like. And even one guy took the time out to go, well, since you're the only person that likes this, you're going to be able to get them cheap. Okay. I hope leaving that comment made your day. I hope you feel better. Somebody else made another negative comment. I'm like, your opinion has been heard. It's been noted. Betwason says, I made sure to post a really nice shout out to you on my Figure Universe the other day for all the things that you helped me with last Tuesday. Thank you for the follow. That was awesome. Is that your account that you're doing that? Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Thank you, Ed. That's awesome. I love that. And I gave it the follow, right? You said that? Yeah, I gave it the follow. Yeah, absolutely. Just looked it up. We do have a Lupe Tortilla about 30 minutes away. So, I mean, you can do that on your Houston trip or find something that's more Houston. But hey, try it while you're down there, and then you got a little heaven away from the house there when you want some Mexican food. Walking miracle. I wish it worked like that. I joke with Kelly that if I ever did want to open a business up here, what I would do is open a little Texas, and it would be like a right on the freeway, giant Texas flag in neon, and it would have a Shipley Donuts and a Whataburger. Oh, you got to go to Shipley Donuts for kolaches, Ventra, while you're in Houston. A Whataburger, a Lupe Tortilla, and then I'd find a few other Texas-style businesses, because when we drive around Seattle, see Texas license plates every time I'm out. There are so many transplants or visitors in from Texas that I think that place would stay busy from that, and then word of mouth would just spread. Night Bodega, I think my favorite Mexican food is Tex-Mex, and I think the best is in Texas. Yes. I also like authentic Mexican food. I also like Cuban food. I like any of the South American style foods, almost any of them, I am a huge fan of. But my favorite out of all those is Tex-Mex, because unlike people argue me that California is better, and California is great. I love fish tacos and I love burritos, but it's hard to beat breakfast tacos and fajitas and queso and queso smothered burritos, and it's just different. It's just different in Texas, and I like it the best. Brisket in the queso. That's right, Savage. Is every company located in Washington? There are a lot. None of the ones I just mentioned, but there are a lot of companies up here. Wizards of the Coast is up here. Handmade by Robots. Funko. Fig Pen. Hasbro has offices here, I just saw. Didn't know that. Pokemon, of course. Nintendo. Kelly with the added one to the board. Quick answer. What is Wizards of the Coast? They make Magic the Gathering, I believe it is. Or is it Magic? Hold on. I gotta look it up. I get confused. Or is it another one of the card games? I don't want to lie to you guys. Wizards of the Coast, a family of studios specializing in building role-playing games. Yes, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of variations of Magic the Gathering. What else do they have? Atomic Arcade, never heard of that. Skeleton Key. Yeah, they're a big company. And I know at one point, Cameron worked there, and then he moved on to Pokemon. Now Hillary went to Wizards of the Coast. So they play the Rangers 2 days after we're going. I think it is close enough. No, just extend your trip and then go when the Rangers play. Extend your trip. You're just a shot up the road there. The animation on the Star Wars are so nice, on the Vader especially. I do love those, Mako. Here's the thing. I have a lot of these here's the thing moments. Everyone's focused on the physical redemptions. And that's great for them. What a lot of people are ignoring, and a fair amount of people here too, y'all will never really care, and that's fine, is the actual NFTs themselves, the digital collectibles. To me, that is the unsung hero that is still has a chance to be huge. People are treating the commons, uncommons, rares like they're worthless, which is great for me right now because I can scoop them up. The epics only have value, as well as the legendaries and the grails up until redemption starts, and then they're available for pennies. So I'm scooping up stuff after the redemptions have ended, adding to my collection, increasing. I'm over 9,000 NFTs now, and I'm diamond hands. I'm holding because the day will come, I think, and I could totally be wrong, but my gut tells me digital collectibles are here to stay, and eventually someone will find a way to make the old Funko NFTs, because they'll be old at that point probably, relevant. Could we imagine a world with VR where you go in and you visit someone's collection? Vivi kind of already made this. So if you get a cool Vivi figure, you can put it up. Somebody can go in, they can look at your collection and see it like a museum. Funko could be the same way. Right now, one of the reasons that the NFTs are not sought after from the digital collectible is because, like, look, even behind me, you don't see them. I want to be able to show them, and once I figure out a good way to have digital frames where I can show off some of my favorites, I'll have them behind me, but it's just too cost prohibitive right now. This will change as we get more and more into a digital world. We're going to see more and more integration of these digital things, and these are collectibles, whether you regard them of that or not. Limited edition collectibles. Some of them as low as like Minnie Mouse, under 470 pieces in the world. I still think that's a huge deal right there to buy that right now. I got to admit, I'm going after the Han Solo. That's my favorite one, Ed. I like that Han Solo a lot. I still remember the iconic moment when Sully first appeared on a live Funko stream. That was the start of an iconic team collaboration. Remember, I came strutting in from behind the hidden door? That was so fun. That was so fun. Punk says, my only question is, do I buy packs or nah? So, let me tell you my approach. I can't speak for what you need to do, but for Star Wars, I'm going to buy maybe 3 packs out of the gate. Maybe 3. Premium packs, because I like the gamble, the chance at maybe pulling the Grail, the chance at maybe pulling a 101, the chance at getting some of the epics or low mint numbers, like a mint number 1 of something. You're not going to be able to buy that without paying a premium on the secondary market. I want those things, and I'm willing to take a little bit of a gamble, and then the rest of my focus is going to be on buying the legendaries, the epics, and anything else that I think is a reasonable value that I can afford to buy on the secondary market. Because if you use normally we talk about supply and demand, right? And you use the strength of license, normally that would tell you that the demand on this is going to be very high. But you also have to take into account the sentiment. That's a term used in social media a lot. And it's hard to measure, but it's really easy to look right now. I'm holding my hand up for where demand is. It's really easy to look right now and see that the sentiment is down here instead of up here. The sentiment is so low, and that really does seem to lead the charge in how well the NFTs do. So I don't think it'll be sell out. I don't think it will sell out. I don't think anything will be super high price after like the first 24, 48 hours. Things are going to really come down. And I, as always, want to try to complete a royalty set. I'd love to pick up a few legendaries. If the legendaries are more than $40, I'm probably not going to do it. But that's my personal, that's my thing. I don't think they'll be worth a lot until way down the road when the figures come out and people see them in person, and some of the hate and anger is gone because people have moved their hate and anger over to new things. And then some Star Wars fans will be like, I really want that in my collection. That's unique, that's cool, or that's similar to a previous one, but I like this style better. Because that's another thing a lot of people are saying, oh, these are all reused molds. They're not. They're not. They're iconic moments or iconic characters that have been done a lot, but these are different. I really hope the so-called haters make it easy for me to get everything during the drop. Misty, I'm with you. I want the Star Wars set, but I get the critiques, like maybe different characters or the fact that they are all deluxe, which is a bit of a pain, especially in terms of display space. Yep, Mike and Lazarus, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did feel a little let down when I saw that they were deluxe instead of regular size. I'm not using hate. I'm not calling it garbage. None of that. Not what I was hoping for, but that doesn't mean I'm completely against it. I may pick them up if I can. People need to start this hate. Stop the hate. I don't understand why it's necessary. What's up, my eyes? I messed it up again. How are you now? I'm going to call you E-Shinny. What's up, E-Shinny? Sully Inc. is based out of Washington. Yeah, exactly. I'm way behind on the chat. I know that. Wizards of the Coast made the OG Pokemon card. I did not know that. We learned something today. No kidding, Nadu. The creator of Magic the Gathering has been helping with making the game design for blockchain brawlers. That comment right there, that's huge. Think about the repercussions if that guy, the creator of Magic the Gathering, still has any input on the development and the direction that Wizards of the Coast takes in the future. What if Magic the Gathering came to the Wax blockchain? Immediately, so many people are, ugh, stupid, why would you? Who cares what they think? If they do it, you got one of the biggest licenses of all time. You've got a game that can be played online People have already been playing it physically for years, and collectible cards that have a built-in following immediately. I think that would be huge. Hopefully that's the case. And specifically, the Wax blockchain is where I would want them to be. I love the digital NFTs as well. I've been going back and buying some too, says Punk Nice. Okay, Me Puppet, I'll take a look. I didn't know that was from you. Tech says, I love stashing all the NFTs as long as I got unlimited space. I'll put them on ice till they're all grail status. I like that. I'll put them on ice till they're all grail status. That's good. There's a visual in that, like the NFTs in the ice. If somebody made like a cool video and then they heat up to grail status and the ice melts and then you've got them sitting there. I love that. You headed out, baby?
Yeah, I'm gonna take their potty for you first.
Okay.
Sorry, Nina. Hi, friends. Sorry to scare you earlier.
No, you're good. You're good. Just didn't see the dog coming.
Yeah. Did you share this yet? Is that on the plan or not?
Oh, yeah, actually, hand it to me. I'll share it. That's a good call. She's handing me a pop to show. I posted some new stuff to eBay. Do you want to display it?
Slowly and very carefully.
Anybody want to take a stab at the value of this bad boy? Freddy Funko. Oh, here.
Cover your face, sir.
Freddy Funko as Ghost Rider. Fun Days 2013 LE 96 pieces in the world. Anybody want to take a stab at that one?
I'm afraid to touch it. Here.
I gotta jump down to the comments.
Are you right behind?
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Misty, Cutie Beck is closer.
Hi guys.
According to actually Zach Bonifer, sadly with that number you are pretty close.
Wait, what did he say?
6666. Well, it is Ghost Rider, so I can see where.
Well, I did tell you to put it on eBay for $9,999.
No, you did say that. So that's
There it is.
Zach Bonifer had it upside down. I came here to say, give it to me. Well, good luck with that, Sean. Good luck with that. It won't happen.
Right, I should scare him more. I'm usually not even here on Tuesdays.
Yeah, the only other one on eBay right now is $6,800. And the last one to sell was, within the last 180 days, was $8,000. So this came from my box of fun.
Please sell.
A $50 ticket to a party in 2013 where I got dinner and drinks and a whole box. This also
Before
had...
you even worked for Funko.
Before I worked there. This also had the Snow Miser in my box, which is another one I have listed for like $4,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, praying that the right eyes see that. I'm out of here to go run errands.
Will you set it back up there?
Okay, yeah.
Carefully. Have fun. Exactly, Punked. So if anybody wants to pick up on that and help us fund our wedding, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, please.
I'm not putting that on Twitter because then people will be like, well, he'll take anything, and they'll make ridiculous offers.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
I'd have to take out a new mortgage to afford the pop. Okay, what's the problem, Manny? I don't see the problem. I'm kidding. You don't spend money you don't have. Don't spend money you don't have. Be careful. I missed some comments, and I apologize for that. I did jump down. Bubba James is here. What's up, Bubba James? How are you? I don't have any more room for deluxe pops anymore. And you know what? There's a lot of people that feel the same way. But the difference here, I like the way you worded that. If only everybody could word it that way in public instead of, like, you scroll through the commentary and it's literal poo emojis with garbage cans. It hurts my soul that people think this is the okay way to behave. If you don't like something, why do you think the whole internet needs to know? I don't get it. You just shut up and move on. Did I maybe dog Coca-Cola Spiced over the weekend? Yes, I did. But I just wanted people who were on the fence about trying it to know that I didn't care for it. That was it. We know there's plenty of hatred towards the Star Wars NFTs. Nobody else needs to comment on it. Is that the first time Freddy was not the royalty set? No, Mikey Tanks. There have been several. House of the Dragon, Mickey Mouse and Friends, Game of Thrones, and I feel like there was one more that did not have a Freddy royalty set. And you know, it's a shame. Pretty sure it's because that the licensor, the company who is licensing the IP to Funko to make the NFTs, is HBO or Disney. Those two seem to not like the idea of a Freddy. Because remember, and I've talked about this with our chat here a bunch of times, but this may be news to you. When Funko works with these companies, they don't get carte blanche. The company doesn't go, here, you have the license, do whatever you want. Doesn't work like that, especially Disney. Funko creates renderings and 3D renderings and even sometimes physical protos, if you will, and then they go to them and go, what do you think? And then these companies can come back and go, no, you're not doing that. We're not giving you permission to merge our character with your Freddy. Yes, as there's a precedent that it's happened before, but those times were usually at Fun Days, and that's when Funko gave away those items. They didn't sell them, and that changes the narrative a lot for those companies. So it's not Funko's fault, if you will. Funko probably desperately really wanted to work Freddy in like they always do because they know how key that is and how important it is to the sales of the NFT drop. Out of their hands. Same thing like the choice of the characters. There's a real good chance that Funko went to Disney Star Wars and said, this is the anniversary of Phantom Menace. We want to do some really cool stuff. We have all these ideas, and they're like, nah. If you're getting into this NFT thing, we think this would be better. Do this. Do they know the business better? No. But they're in charge because that's their license, so. May 4th this year is a big day. Star Wars Day and Kentucky Derby. Will there be some cool Star Wars Kentucky Derby hats? There's got to be a Death Star hat. Or else did they even try? Richard G., creator of MTG, Magic the Gathering, is also part of another ETH project that I'm part of. Oh, okay. So there's a chance that... what is this text I just got? I can't even see where it came from. There's a chance it could go to ETH if they do anything. I'd rather see them on Wax just because that's my platform of choice, but you know. Our Wizards of the Coast team's pro NFT. They seem like more of a physical focused business. Well, I mean, times change, P-King, for sure. We haven't seen Pokemon NFTs yet, but they are going digital with that new game that everybody was angry about. We haven't seen Magic the Gathering. We haven't seen Lorcana, which is still new, but we haven't seen them in the NFT space. That could all change. We've seen Garbage Pail Kids go over. We've seen sports cards go over and then take a weird turn. It could all change tomorrow. Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast could come out today and say, we are absolutely never doing NFTs. It's not the thing for us. It's not what we want to do for our fans. And then in 6 months, NFTs could have a new heyday. They could get a new CEO, a new head of their licensing and their art, and everything could change. So even if a company says never, there's not never. That's not a thing. They're in the business to make money, and if they see an opportunity to make money, they'll take it. I'm sorry for this. Why did the employee get fired from the keyboard factory? They weren't putting in enough shifts. Nice, Zach Bonifer. I'm jumping around in the chat. Misty said, I would buy, but saving for that 30,000 LE Freddy as Clone Trooper. Drew would leave me if I purchased it. Ooh, it's a $30,000 now for Freddy as a Clone Trooper. Wow. I will get that sold. Thank you, Display Geek. I would love that. Help me do it. Help me do it, and there might be a finder's fee for you, sir.
I will provide a finder's gift.
Kelly will provide a finder's gift. You heard it here first.
Definitely will.
Definitely will. You've got to hear it. It's recorded. It'll be on YouTube forever. She didn't say what it is, but she's definitely going to get a gift.
Something of great value.
Something of great value. Mike and Lazarus says, yeah, think with it being all deluxe and a drop exclusive and a high pack count, even for Star Wars, I'm not sure it will sell out, at least not right away. You know, I wish I could have been in the room for the negotiations on talking with Disney and Star Wars about this. I'd have been like, hey guys, you want to make this a multi-year successful sales? Let's start this way. And then if you want to do deluxe in the future, cool. If you want to up the pack count in the future, cool. If you want to up the grail count in the future, cool. But not for this first one. Don't shake the boat. We've just now gotten the fans to a point where they don't hate the idea of NFTs fully. And then they did what they did. And unfortunately, if you look at the comments, it's a tidal wave of anger. I almost bought a single serving of that Coke last week. I did what you say to do and read what was in it. I passed, says Linder. Get it. Or don't get it. Would have liked a Freddy, but that Leia is cool as the royalty. I think it's cool. Here's the question. What distinguishes the Leia from the other redeemables? in the past, you had Grail 999 pieces or somewhere in that ballpark. We had a little bit more with Stranger Things, a little bit less with Iron Maiden at 666, and that made sense. The piece counts made sense, right? Then you have your legendaries. Those fluctuate in numbers. That's fine. And then you got your royalty. The royalty should stand apart, in my opinion, both art and numbers, because of the way you go about getting it. Now, the glow-in-the-dark is a cool touch, although that's another thing that's angered the internet. I don't think it stands apart enough. I would love to have seen a Freddy royalty. And you know what? They just could have made Freddy a Jedi. They could have just given Freddy a lightsaber. They could have given Freddy a Star Wars t-shirt. The internet would have been angry about that, but at least it would have been a Freddy royalty. But I guess Disney didn't like that. The only thing that really doesn't help the Star Wars royalty is the glow-in-the-dark sticker, says Nadu6. I think it's an amazing pop from an important image, which is the OG Star Wars movie poster. Agree wholeheartedly on all that. Yep. Puzzled Puzzler, and May 4th, the second day of NFTopia, there may be some surprises. Ooh, I like it. Yo, Connor, what's happening? How are you doing? Sorry I'm behind on the chat. I'm catching up. MTG took 10 years to make an app to play the card game. I was playing Hearthstone for years. There you go. So we're 3 years into NFTs. Maybe they'll move quicker and we'll have it in another 2 or 3. It is Walking Miracle. Okay, thank you. Let's change that category. Unfortunately, that doesn't show on my screen where I'm setting things, so fixed it. Thank you. The ETH NFT project is called Applied Primate. Man with the apes. It seems like the only successful NFT projects, or the most successful ones, have been Primate. Misty says, yeah, $30,000, and the LE24 Boba Fett is currently at $10,000. Wow. Star Wars, baby. I just realized that hoodie is so hot. Oh, you like this? Or you mean temperature warm? Yo, Display Geek! Resubscribe for Tier 1, 44 months. Thank you, Display Geek. Oh yeah, I forgot the Grail count increase for the Star Wars drop, says Mocking Lazarus. P. King says Leia is different because she's from the poster instead of a scene from the movie. So there's a departure. Is it enough of a departure? I guess that's for each individual to weigh. Ameko says, didn't you say you guys wanted to do something else for Star Wars Celebration, but they came back and said Chrome Pops instead? Yeah, Ameko. Yeah, to say you guys. Funko, I'm thinking of names. Reese and Butcher, who were the main two art guys that were focused on that. And specifically, Reese was in charge of all Star Wars. In a panel at Star Wars Celebration Chicago, which was 2017, I think. 2017 seems right. They got on the panel on stage with the guy who was in charge of licensing for Funko or for Star Wars, and they said, "Hey, we pitched some other things. You guys said do all Chrome," and they basically put the weight right on him, threw him under the bus, and that whole thing got really weird. I didn't get a chance to search over the weekend to see if that video exists anywhere, but it would be interesting to go back now and look at it, and that would give you some insight as to why now Funko doesn't even have Reese or Butcher, and those guys would have been the ones that would have fought to get something other than Chrome if anybody was going to do it. But once again, Star Wars Disney has their weight, and they're willing to use it. It's a classic poster that everyone recognizes. Well, yeah, I agree. I love the poster. I love the NFT because of the movement, the slow-mo movement. But is it enough of a differentiation? I don't know. I say it's the pose and unique diorama, says Falconer. Disney even let Conan be a jet. Oh, good point, Display Geek. You're right. I forgot about that. Kelly says, FYI, the dog is in the kennel for nap time. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kelly. Ameko says, 1980 Grail count is so cool for this drop. The year Empire came out, that Luke is very cool looking. I mean, Mako, I don't disagree with you. I think it's kind of cool that we have a little bit better of a chance at getting the Grail, but then it's not necessarily a Grail anymore. I think it's somewhere between a Grail and a Legendary. You could call it something else, but it's not really a Grail. You've doubled it now. I I think it's, and I always say, I'm proud of Funko and Drop for the consistency that they show in their drops, but I want them to take some new changes, to make some changes and try some new things. This wasn't what I had in mind, and unfortunately, it was not received well by the fans. Fenris Butcher said Funko / Drop. Wait, hold on. I need to see this all before I read it out loud. Yeah, no, see, we don't do that here, Fenris. You can have your opinion for sure, but I don't talk like that here on my stream. I think they made some changes, some choices that the fans didn't receive well. But guess what? So far, we're watching the angry squeaky wheels on the internet who like to just put this hatred and anger out there all the time that I don't agree with at all. The true test of this drop will be, does it sell out? I don't think it will. But if it does, that right there says to the world, guess what? Even though the few fans, or a lot of fans even, didn't like it, it's still sold out. It can happen. Peking says, with this high of a piece count, I bet Elsa would not have fallen into the pit trying to get this grail. Jeez. Imagine Marble NFT drop are all comic cover pops. And if it doesn't, well then I guess that proves that it wasn't well received by the fans at all. I am here to share information, to educate people, and to spread positivity. Those are the goals here of the stream always, to have a good time. This is why I stay against the negativity and the anger. The only time I'm going to refer to it is when it weighs into what our approach is for buying these NFTs or items. There's plenty of avenues out there for people to go on Instagram and Twitter and to badmouth the company that they say they love. They say they're fanatics, but then they go out and talk trash all the time. That absolutely go for it. But not in my streams, not in my chat, for my messages. No thank you. We don't do that here. This is a safe space where we try to have a good time, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail to keep that. I would like to have seen an 18-inch Darth Maul Legendary. An 18-inch would be a heck of a thing for them to bite off. I'm still shocked that they did the deluxe because of the added cost. When I was at Funko, I learned something that I heard through the grapevine, so take it with a grain of salt. It may not be completely true, but I heard that the average cost of making a proto, in other words, all the molding and the art and then sending it off to make the actual mold, was like $7,000 to $10,000 for a standard pop. And for a ride, it was in the neighborhood of $20,000 to $25,000. So a deluxe falls somewhere in the middle. Let's say that the proto process, if it's still the same, you're talking about a $15,000 proto. So over the course of this entire thing, 5 times 6 years, extra $30,000 that they spent. Now the process may have changed drastically since then. I don't know, but that's a big added cost there. The packaging costs more. There's simply more materials and it's a different design. The shipping costs a lot more because of the weight. So interesting choices all around. I said this, my opinion is they don't intrigue me as much, and I'm not as excited as I would have been for regular size pops. But notice how I word it. In a fair, respectful way. I respect your effort to keep it pure. Doesn't change the fact that my point is still valid. Well, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate that. Yeah, because I want you to be able to participate, and I want this to be a safe space for others. Because what happens, and I'll elaborate on this just a little bit, Fenderson, I'm not trying to pinpoint you or pick on you. I just want to make these points clear so that everybody hears, even if they're watching or whatever. But when the negativity starts to set in on the social posts, and I watched this when I worked at Funko, we posted something new on Facebook, and the first few comments were like, "Oh, cool! I love this license. I love this movie. I love this television show, etc., etc. Cool mold. Love this, etc." And then a few minutes in, it started. There was the anger, stupid, trash, capital L, all these different things, and then you watch the entire tone of the post go downward. And people who before might have said something positive don't feel safe in that space anymore, and therefore they don't. And then the negativity takes over. It would be really interesting to see a post where you could absolutely hide all the negativity and see how much more of a positive angle it would take if other people didn't see the negativity. I feel the same way about movies these days. I see these reviews, horrible movie, garbage, trash, and even I am like, do I want to go see this now? But you know what? I'm not going to listen to the haters. I'm going to go watch it. And some of those movies I love. Just because a few people didn't like it doesn't mean it's going to be for everybody to dislike it. If they would have kept their mouth shut, the movie might have even done better at the box office. I feel wholeheartedly that's positive. The capital L's weren't for love it. Yeah, I agree. I get that. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to use like 3D printing to make protos? That's why I was saying I think there may have been some changes. The only time Funko did any 3D printing for protos was for a handful of ones like Bat Boy, where they wanted a one-off to give to somebody quickly. There you go. See, some people love it. Some people love it. I'm glad Liz is happy. She's the biggest Star Wars fan I know. And you know what? There might be a lot more Liz's out there who just aren't speaking up. Madam Web is a good example. I still same. I still want to see it, but I've somehow have found other things to see. We haven't been in the movies a lot lately. We went and saw Dune because it was so well received. But both Kelly and I are like, we want to see Madam Web. We want to see it. Even if a lot of people hate it, I might like it. I might like it a lot. Hey, Fenders, let me ask this. If it doesn't sell out, what does that mean for you? Again, I'm not bad-mouthing. I really want to have this as a conversation because you seem amenable to a conversation. If it doesn't sell out, does that validate you in some way? Or make you feel like, oh, I was right, and therefore I'm right about everything? I know that sounds really like I'm pointing fingers. I'm trying not to. I just wonder, for those who see things like that, like, what does it do for you if you're right? Madam Web is streaming where? Not here in the States. There you go, Betwasted. I write honest, respectful reviews. This Captain Sadi. Nadu says, I'm sure the mistake box of Buddy the Elf Grail made them think, oh, we can do bigger boxes and it's not so bad. It jumped, sorry. If we do deluxe when it comes to shipping. Well, if that's the case, then I don't think they were paying attention to the feedback that they got online. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to say, for the record, I'm kind of stoked about these ones that have not sold out in some respects. I like that the ones that haven't sold out have given us lower piece counts for what will finally be delivered. I really hone on this a lot, and I think the mini being less than 470 pieces is amazing for those of us who have gotten it. On the flip side, I think the non-sellouts are bad for the future of NFTs because we live in such an analytics-focused world that companies, the heads of companies, CEOs, CMOs, the decision makers, don't care about sentiment as much because honestly, it's almost impossible to measure sentiment properly. Coming from a social media background, I know that. They look at the numbers, and if they see a bunch of non-sellouts, even if it's only a 12% burn of the packs, then they see it as a failure. And eventually they'll go, we don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to lend our license to something that's not selling well. We don't want people to possibly think it's the license that isn't selling. And Disney will be one of the first ones. Hell, they've sold off entire video game divisions before quickly because they just don't see it going well or they think it might have a negative impact on their brand. So I want them to sell out. I'm okay if they don't sell out, but I'm scared about the future if they don't sell out. So I'm on the fence. Here's my story. I've been in NFT space for 2 years already, and I just see the Funko/drop Deef for customers' feedback. Star Wars was most anticipated set, and it just hurts to see how unoriginal it is. No, you know what? Totally agree with that commentary. That's a fair comment. I was excited up here, and then that came down. But it's all in our wording, and I like that wording. That's totally fair. If it doesn't sell out, that just makes your redeemables more valuable. Well, we're still waiting on that to pan out fully, but I agree with you, Frito. Sadly, I don't care if it sells out, says Liz. Just want the whole set, aka I get what I want and don't know enough about the NFT market to make a call which lines will sell out or not. Hope that makes sense. Totally does. You're in it because you're a fan. You want it in your collection. You're not looking for an immediate... You're not trying to turn around and flip it. That's not your priority. Makes sense. We need a lot more of those fans. Hopefully they're out there in order to get this closer to a sellout. And again, we'll see what happens when it comes to that time. Why does Drop use DHL to deliver my NFT redeemables? Or maybe they don't have a say in that. Seen contacted DHL drivers toss boxes over. You can see that for FedEx and UPS as well. I think DHL is probably the least expensive option for them. Plus, DHL offers more competitive rates to international shipping, if I remember right. I think I saw that years ago. So Funko, looking for the most cost-effective option for them. But honestly, I think DHL is probably not that much lower of a standard than FedEx or UPS. I could be wrong. I've seen people complain about shipping for a long time. I think it's always possible. Sorry. Oh no, you're fine, Fenris. I'm sorry. I couldn't. My brain couldn't get there. Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. I just see that the Funko and Drop is not listening to the customer's feedback. Yes. You know, it's interesting because Drop has stated a few months ago, we're listening to the fans. We're trying to do more. You probably weren't here Friday, Fenders, but here I gave my scenario. I'll do a quick shortened version of what probably happened at HQ when the Star Wars drop was discussed. And take into account, you don't have Reese and Ben Butcher, who were like the art guys who knew the fans well and knew collectibles well. You've got a change in leadership. Brian Mariotti's no longer there. I honestly don't think Mike Becker has any say whatsoever in the NFT process, or for that matter, in final molds on things, or like even the conceptual stage. You've got a lot of new people, and sadly, and I'm not taking digs at Funko because it's a company that I've loved for a very long time, I just don't think they have many people working there that are fans of the product. When I was there, that was a thing. I could see a lot of people working there were not fans. So when they find out they have Star Wars, they listen to fans, and fans were saying, we want unique, different, make the NFTs special, the redeemable pops, make them special. They did listen and made some metallic and some glow in the dark, right? They took those things into account. But I'd be willing to bet that somebody at Funko went, you know what they want? They want deluxe. Make up deluxe sound special. Make them deluxe. Make them bigger. The fans love that. They're going to love it. And there weren't enough people who were educated on the matter at Funko to go, oh, no, bad idea. Don't do that. The shipping costs more. The box is more likely to get damaged because of the style of the box and the cardboard used. The fans really don't want that. What they want is they want unique and special, as in make characters that we haven't done a lot of. Yeah, you can sneak a Darth Vader in there. You could put a Boba in there. Those are cool. But don't do all that. But those conversations probably weren't had. And then when they went to Disney/Star Wars, somebody there went, oh yeah, deluxe. Let's do deluxe. Same company that said do all chrome for Star Wars Celebration in 2017. Same company. Same decisions. Display Geek says, I can send drop protectors for those deluxe since they haven't learned to enough yet. Becker told me he has no say in anything NFT. Brian was the NFT guy. That's what I thought. I also don't think, like, I love Becker to death. He's just, what a great guy in my experiences with him from the charity standpoints and what he does for fans. He gets that. He's not a digital guy at all. And I don't think he has an NFT wallet, and I don't think he really understands the NFTs. I wish he did. I think there's some cool things they could do with their art. But Fredo says, I was excited for Star Wars, but wasn't expecting anything new from this drop, to be honest. Still going to try for Han and Leia. So you figured, hey, this is what Funko's done in the past, so I'll probably do it again, and you were right. Yeah. Finest Funko! A deluxe cheeseburger. I like a deluxe cheeseburger. I like that. They offer those at your burger lounge, which I still haven't had. We got to have that this year. They need someone at Funko in charge of this that loves and understands NFTs, period. If only they knew someone who could be that person. Madam Web is available on PVOD storefronts like Google Play and Amazon Prime from Friday, March 15th in a report. Oh, this is probably like the $20, $25 cost, right? Not a $6.99, $5.99. They do. Finest, we got to go have that. James Goldberry says, what do you think about the Upper Deck redemption card? Oh, that's a good change of conversation. Which, by the way, we can still talk about Star Wars. You guys clearly want to have the conversation. I'm down for that. That's what we're doing today. I think it's a cool thing to do the redemption cards for those Captain Americas for the card sets, the packed cards with Upper Deck that Funko and Marvel did. I had a lot of opinions. I wasn't blown away by the artwork when I first saw them. I was excited about the idea of the boxes. I even shared that on social media. And then when I saw the art on the cards, kind of like a lot of people felt with the Star Wars, I was a bit underwhelmed. Then I saw some of the sketch cards, loved those. I saw they were doing the redemption cards. I think that's really cool. I think it would have been even more exciting if we'd have seen what these options for the Captain America pops would be. Like, what are they really? That would have been exciting. And from what I'm hearing from other people is anytime even Topps or these other card companies do redemptions, it takes forever for the physical items to come in. I feel like we're 3 months away from it being a year, right? 4 months away from it being a year. By now, I would have hoped we would have seen some, but I don't know when the end of the redemption period was. So, Frito says, you mean the Upper Deck redemptions that haven't been... Oh, you're honing in on the same thing I said. How funny. Yeah, when was the end of the redemption period? Maybe their whole plan was this ends April 1st. That'd be a bad time to do it. Let's say May 1st, 2024, and therefore nobody would have done anything until after that. That's just how it works. Goldsberry, have you seen or do you think the redemption will be worth much? So we don't know what it looks like. I've heard there might be 2 or 3 versions of the Captain America, but I haven't read that anywhere. I need to see it in print, so I don't want to spread bad information. Don't share that and say Sully said. I'm going off what I read. I don't know enough about it to know if they're going to be exciting. I've tried to pick up a few. I'm willing to spend $25-30 on one of those redemption cards just for the gamble that the Captain America might be super sought after. But it sounds like there are thousands and thousands, possibly tens of thousands of those redemption cards. If that's the case, the value will be lower. If they came out and said, hey, we got 3 separate Captain Americas, each one limited to 2,000 pieces, I'd buy those. Upper Deck digital cards are cool too. AEW Wrestling puts out a few every now and then for special moments, basically NFT cards. Oh, that's cool. I followed the Upper Deck Digital. They have their e-packs, and they give away a free pack every day that has 3 cards. I've been grabbing those up occasionally. Not focusing on it because I don't think there's a resale value for those in the future, but I thought, in case they do something cool, I don't want to miss out, so I try it. Detroit Pop Guy says, the Star Wars, I am not going to talk negative about what already has been said, but one positive I will say, the digital card using the old Topps design. That's my favorite part about the whole thing. Is awesome. This is the first time I might be collecting the NFTs and not care about getting one physical pop. Honestly, I think I agree with that. I think the NFTs themselves in the NFT community might be really cool for really valuable in the long term. Because, 1, the artwork is cool, and 2, with the negative sentiment around the physical redeemables, most likely there will be a big burn. Per Fenris's point, we might have a big burn, and that would limit the supply of the amount of NFTs that are even put out there, which would be good for us that are collecting. Do I think the NFTs will sell? You talking about Star Wars Finest Funko? I don't think that the Star Wars NFTs will sell out. I would like them to sell out. My guess, burn rate, given the negative sentiment around the physical redemptions, the fact that it's a drop exclusive, we could be looking at a 50% burn. I don't want it, but that could be reality. Have you looked at Star Wars Unlimited? It's been extremely popular for only being out 2 weeks. I don't know what that is. What is Star Wars Unlimited? Fender says, well, the saddest part for me is I was ready to spend $1,000 on the set. If the molds were anyhow unique, Emperor is straight common mold. That's really disrespectful. I don't think disrespectful is the word. My personal opinion. You have yours. Here's maybe a little ray of sunshine for Fenris and anybody else that doesn't care for this NFT drop. This is Series 1. Hopefully, Funko and Drop will, and they have been listening. They just haven't necessarily always applied that in the fashion we would have wanted to see changes made. We could see a Series 2. We could see a Series 2 by May 4th. We don't know. And maybe in that one, they got something completely different up their sleeves. Maybe this was just a test to see how the Pop Deluxe would do. Don't know. We don't know. Maybe a Series 2 could turn things around. So hold that money and wait. And maybe that's what happens. What do I mean by burn? So Mikey Tanks, and you'll notice I put this in quotes. This is a little bit more of a complicated discussion, but it's important. Official, thank you for the sub on Prime, making 31 months over on Twitch. Thank you. Appreciate you. So Funko makes a decision on game day, the day that they put out the packs for each drop. They make a decision, for whatever reason, for better or worse, I don't know why they do this, but they decide that they're not going to leave the sales open for multiple days, or even a full day. Sometime in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 hours after the drop has gone live, they close the sale of the packs, and they burn any packs that are left. I'm putting it in quotes because the process that they use leaves a little something to be desired. By burning, that means they delete those packs, and those packs are no longer accessible by anyone. They couldn't even do something with it. They couldn't go, oh, guess what? We decided we're going to sell these now. They couldn't do it. They don't have them to sell. They're gone forever. They literally go in. There's a process on the blockchain called burning where the NFT is destroyed and no longer accessible. It'd be literally like they took a bunch of pops and chucked them into a garbage can somewhere and then set it on fire. Yo, Finest Funko, thank you so much. Gifted out 10 community subs. Thank you, Finest. If you guys are hearing the Tokyo Drift, I appreciate that. Finest just gifted subs going out to Sick One. That's Pickle. Supreme Ed, Nashville Lou, RSV Hockey Dad, The Great Gatsper, Yam Yam, Mahone Capone, Crypto Jack 21, Velvet Hippo, and Atlas Drawers all over on Twitch. Thank you, Finest Funko. I appreciate you. That helps me pay my bills, brother. Appreciate you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for all those. That's amazing. Finest does it have the total up here now? Finest is now gifted. Oh, where is it? Do I not get the total anymore? Oh, 1,675 gifted subs. Thank you, Finest. God bless you. Appreciate you so much. Very, very kind of you. And then Walking Miracle subscribed to Tier 2, making 42 months. That puts us in a hype train on Twitch. For you, those of you on YouTube, take a moment, take a breather while we handle this. A hype train on Twitch means you've activated this kind of a bonus option here. We're at level 4, 65%. Any more subs, gifted subs or bits, we'll push that forward. Finest just gifted. Wait, did you gift 10 more? Whoa, sir, come on now. Thank you. Good Lord, thank you so much. That's now 1,685 gifted subs in the channel. Those going to SFX Acidic, Detroit Pop Guy, who's here, Kiwi Loves Pizza, Dustmans, 1138, Pockstam, Fishishella 7, Chase's Stew, Captain John Parakeet, Conijin, and Pow Gaming. Thank you. Finest Funko. Very, very kind of you. Anybody who's watching on YouTube, subscriptions on Twitch aren't free. They're a paid thing, $5 a month at a minimum, and then there's multiple tiers that get you use of the emotes, and you don't have to watch ads, things of that nature. If you're ever watching on Twitch and someone, a generous soul like Finest Funko comes along, you can get a gifted sub given to you. So that's something that a reason to go watch on Twitch. I know some people watch on YouTube. And that's just not an option. Maybe your work doesn't allow it or whatever. But thank you so much, Finest Funko. I really appreciate that. I totally lost my thought, but that's okay. This is a good reason to lose our thought. Very, very kind of you. Finest Funko is an amazing and generous person for gifting so many subs. You the man. My pleasure, Sully and Friends says, Finest, thank you, sir. Thank you. Finners, I think you're saying, I'm going to read over here, but I think you're saying what I was going to get at. Now you reminded me of my thought. The burning the process doesn't exclude actual pops from the pool. Even when 70% of packs burned, it is still possible to pull full set of grails, and we don't know what happens to the unpulled. So, yes, here's what happens, finishing that thought out. By the way, Finest, I don't want to discount how important what you just did is. Thank you once again for that. When Funko does the burn of the packs, they don't actually burn the NFTs. So, and I've explained this a few times, but let me do it again. It is a little bit of a complicated subject matter, but I think it's an important one for all of us as fans to understand so that we do understand the impact of burning packs. But I'm going to use my drawing, my crude drawing again. All the NFTs when they're originally created, except the 101s and the coins, are put into what's called a pool. And the pool is a giant funnel like this. that has, let's say that the pool is blocked off, or you can think of it as a gumball machine. There's something restricting everything from falling out of the pool. So these circles that I'm going to put up here represent NFTs. All the commons, uncommons, rares, epics, legendaries, grails, they're all in this giant pool. Hundreds of thousands of NFTs are in this pool, all just spread evenly, for lack of a better term. It is randomized. So in there, you might have a grail, you might have a legendary. These might all be commons. They might all be grails, per Fenris's point. When someone opens a pack, those packs don't already have the NFTs in them. But think about this pack being the access point to the pool. So when somebody opens, let's call this a premium pack, it's going to let out the next 17 items from the pool. Randomly, 17 items. So in those 17 circles, there might be all commons, there might be uncommons and legendaries, there might be all grails, which doesn't happen, but mathematically, theoretically, it could happen. They get the next 17 items from the pool. Okay, so take that into consideration. Think about that. Now, Funko comes along and says, originally there were 60,000 packs. We're going to burn 30,000 of them. So now all 30,000 of the original 60,000 are deleted. And that means eventually when all the packs are used up, they can no longer access the pool. And all those NFTs are trapped in the pool, all the remaining ones. What we don't know for sure is in that pool, how many legendaries, how many grails are still in there. Why this is important. You can still open packs, buy packs, and open them on that secondary market all the way up until the day of the snapshot, and you might pull a grail, you might pull a legendary. Now, Finn said, even though 70% of the packs might be burned, still possible to pull a full set of grails. Yes, technically, mathematically, it's still possible. Thank you for the bits, Finest Funko. I see at least 400. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, we are in a hype train, level 6. I'm going to give everybody some free Sully bucks for that. If for some reason we push past level 6 and complete that, I'll give you more. Right now, I'm going to give everybody 500 Sully bucks. We get to the next level, I'll do 600 Sully bucks. The mathematical likelihood, we didn't, but I'll give everybody over on Twitch. I'm going to give everybody 500 Sully bucks to thank Finest Funko and everybody else. So I'm going to add points. All 500. That's giveaway entries into future giveaways. 50 of them for every person. All 84 of you watching over there. Thank you for helping me complete that hype train. And it looks like there's a cool set of wings that you guys get. This emotes. Check this out. Look at that. That's a cool set of wings. Very cool. So anyway, mathematically, the likelihood of all the grails being pulled after a 50 or 60 or even 70% pack burn, next to zero. It is not going to happen. These are still randomized, and your percentage chance of pulling a legendary or a grail on any of the remaining packs that are not burned is still the same. There's still a likelihood of maybe 0.3% that you'll pull a legendary, or maybe a particular legendary, or maybe a 0.2% chance that you'll pull, ooh, that's cool, Finest, that you'll pull a grail. The math is still good on your likelihood. But what's important is what we know is, for something like Mickey and Friends, and I've shown this a bunch of times, but I'll show it again. For something like Mickey and Friends, there was, and I'll jump over to Pop and Stock's website where this information is always housed in case you guys want to see it. Pop and Stock provides just amazing data on all the NFT drops, and we're going to look at this more today. Yo, Walking Miracle, thank you for that tier 2 sub, 42 months. That makes sense. Oh, I'll have to read that comment in a minute. Let me finish this thought. With Mickey and Friends, 53% of the total supply was burned. 52.76%. So Funko came along and said, we're not going to sell out. We're going to delete or burn the remaining 52.76% that never sold, which means 52.76% of the pool is no longer accessible. When that happens, let me see if I can find this image real quick to show you guys. That means that 52.76%, give or take a little bit because it is a percentage chance, of the legendaries and grails are no longer accessible. Could we see a little fluctuation? Yes, but we're not going to see a wild, huge fluctuation. Let me get this one real quick. Mickey and Friends. I want to show you guys on the center screen here. Oops, wrong one. Mickey and Friends. I called it What Happened. Yeah, What Happened. There it is. I'm bringing this over. I didn't freeze. Okay, it's bringing it up on the center screen. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. Because there was a burn on Mickey and Friends, and the same thing could happen for Star Wars or any of the drops for that matter. Thank you, Chewy Hawk, for the bits. Thank you, all you guys, for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you, Linder. I wish I could hear that noise, but I'm glad you guys are hearing it. It adds to the fun. With Mickey and Friends, they did a 52.76% burn. You see that right there. So for each of the legendaries, there were originally 1,800 possible. Now, given the math, we should only see somewhere in the neighborhood of 850 of each at the max. That means, even though the sticker won't be changed, these are limited to 850 pieces-ish. We'll know a better number when the snapshot happens and we finally see how many coins are sent out, and then even better when redemption ends and we know how many coins were actually redeemed. So, 1,800 becomes 850 of each. That's for the legendaries. That means each of those legendaries, Daisy, Donald, Goofy, Pete, are all under 1,000 pieces for sure. Now they're all dropping through on the view. What? Yeah, Funko, I need to read those full comments, but let me finish this thought. The Grail now is the most important one to me. Mini, originally $999, 52.76% burned. I keep putting it in quotes because we don't know exactly how many were burned. 470 left. I imagine less than 470 in the world will be redeemed. And then finally, the royalty set, originally 2,500 were possible because of the epics. Now a big chunk of those are burned. Now the maximum number of royalty sets that can be completed is somewhere around 1,181. But look at this. Royalty sets completed for Mickey and Friends right now, 560 with just 2.5 weeks to go. Mikey Tanks, you're seeing what we're seeing. Completely agree with you. For those of us who got these, who played in the game, who bought the packs, who bought the epics early, who went ahead and did it, or still buying now, it is a good thing. The only problem we go up against, the main problem that we go up against is the stickers never change. So that mini, when it arrives, will say 999 on it. But that's what Funko's choice to what they are doing right now. They may change that in the future. We don't know. What'll happen now, though, is the story is changing. On eBay, if you look at a mini, we can look at one live and see if anybody's doing this. Mini Pop NFT. Whoops, wrong button. Let's go back to eBay. Funko Pop Mini NFT. Let's see if any have been put up there. So some people have put them up there and tried to sell them. Did anybody make note of the fact that they're going to be less than what says on the sticker? If they're smart, they did. Let's see if this is down here. It doesn't say it here. This person is ignoring that. They don't think it changes the story. That's totally fine. That's their option. Let's come down. Let's try another one. What I'm getting at is some people are making note of the fact that the full number is not going out. This actually looks like it could be the exact same person with a slightly different description this time. Some are not. I know one place that's doing it. If you go over to HobbyDB, if you use their information, which I do, I've seen some people complaining about the values of things, but they don't understand how value works. If we look up Minnie Mouse NFT, they actually make note of here sometimes of what the actual number going out is. And they may wait until the snapshot and the redemption has ended to do that. Yeah, they didn't make a note here on this one. But I bet you money, once these finally get delivered, they'll make a little note right here like they've done on some other ones. It'll say, actually, only 466 of these went out. That tells a different story. And eventually that's going to get out to the general public, and they're going to go, oh, these are super rare. I didn't know that. This is really interesting. Try a physical set that's already out like Batman. You're absolutely right. And I was getting at that point, but you're right. Let's look at the proof here. Let's look at what was something that was just sent out. Stranger Things. Did it have it had a decent burn, right? I think it did. Stranger Things NFT. I can't remember if it had a burner or not. Looking to see if anybody has it in their description. Okay, this one I think. Nope, that actually is 1106. Yeah, they didn't make a note of it either. They're not helping my point right now, but it is on some of them. I have seen it. Notorious Ninja says there were 18.88% burn on Stranger Things. Let's look up just Grail and see if anybody else made note of it. Nope, all these people are not helping my story at all. But there are notes. Let's try HobbyDB and let's see if any of the ones... I know I've seen it in here before. Stranger Things Grail. It said 1106, but that was the actual number on the sticker. On that one. They did it different for Stranger Things than they did for the others. They didn't note it here. Unless they added a new area somewhere down here. They actually kind of should in their database, but... Yeah, they're not helping prove my point at all. Sometimes that happens when you're live. I could find an example for sure. No, you're fine, Notorious. No worries at all. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. Let's do NFT Grail. Let's just... Oops. I thought I highlighted the whole thing. NFT Grail. Let's try this and see if any have it. These are all going to be newer ones. Let's go down to one that's already redeemed. How about the... No, that one sold out. The WB100. Oh, this would be a good one. The Mosquito and Amber, but it hadn't been delivered yet, so it may still not have it. Yeah, they didn't put it up here, but they usually put a little note for the ones I've seen right up there at the top. Let's go down further. Harvey Dent was a good one for that, wasn't it? I don't think that one sold out. Mod Pie from My Little Pony. Okay, you found one? Thank you. Let's see if it's in this one, then I'll try Mod Pie. But here's the point, is the story is starting to get told, but it hasn't really got there all the way. I look back at this all the time and point behind me. You can't see me doing it right now because I'm small in the corner there. But I'm holding these NFTs behind me, the physical redemptions, because I think... Oh, here we go. Here's Mod Pie. You're absolutely right. I think they're all extremely undervalued because people don't understand the rarity that comes with these right now. You'll notice for Mod Pie, it says originally there could have been 1,550, but only 1,437 were actually sent out. Not a big difference there, probably doesn't influence the price. But when we're talking about Minnie Mouse, originally $9.99, now $4.66, making it the most rare pure Disney pop in the world. Not a Freddie Disney one, but an actual Disney. Most rare Disney pop in the world. Unless somebody has another one. I could be proven wrong, but I think it is the rarest Disney pop in the world once it's delivered. Point is valid. Did it myself when selling. There you go. Okay, good, Fenris. I appreciate the feedback there. Or the 466 is crazy. I completely agree. And if I had the funds, if I had a good income coming in now where I had some extra to play with, I'd be buying all those minis. Because I think 6 months to a year down the road, people will be paying $1,500 for that pop. Did Star Trek have a burn? Yes. Mikey Tanks, for you and everyone else, if you ever have questions on the numbers, your best possible resource is Pop and Stock. He puts together all this data and does a wonderful job. I'll share the link here on Twitch and on YouTube. If you don't have this already, you should bookmark this site. Star Trek and anyone, you can click right here at the top and you can just look right down and it'll tell you in yellow here how many were burned. Star Trek had a drop of 47.57%. Very high, which means the Q, let's just call it 50% for the math. You can do the math if you want to, but 999 is really 500, a little over 500. The legendaries, if they were 1,800, I don't remember what they were, they're now actually a little over 900. If we count Star Wars as Disney, though, there are 80-piece gold Luke Skywalker. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I sat in a room with that whole stack of those, and I forgot about that. I had a few friends that were at that winning table. Luckiest dang people. Turned around and sold those things for like $4 or $5 grand. All right, what was the point y'all were making earlier? Misty said confirming something or saying that'd be a good thing to talk about. Sorry, I don't change directions too easily when I'm trying to finish a point. What was it y'all were talking about? Stupid table 19. Yeah, Clint knows. That's funny. Yeah, what's up, Shepard? Misty and team, what were y'all talking about that I needed to hone in on more? Or did I already talk about that and confirm it? Maybe I already talked about it. As soon as I move on, you guys will comment and give me the... Crazy with that much burned and seeing how low the legendaries are going for. Because Detroit Pop Guy, one, people don't understand the burn effect and what that means for the physicals that will be delivered later. We're only starting to get the first physicals delivered for things that didn't sell all the way out. It's going to take a while for those to go on eBay and for people to realize how limited they really are. And second, low demand on the Star Trek one. We always talk about the strength of license and what the demand from the fans were, and that one was just low. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I did. I went in and got some. I've already bought all the legendaries, but cheap. I got a good deal on them. Paid like $18 for Wesley Crusher. Does Pop and Stock show the burn rate for the Grail? So Pop and Stock doesn't show the individual burn rate. They show the burn rate for the entire thing. And remember, per this example I showed you, we don't actually know the exact burn rate on the Grail because Funko doesn't burn the actual NFTs. They only burn the packs, which is the access to the NFTs. So anytime you see on Pop and Stock's website, you see a burn rate up here, you can apply that to the Grail, the Legendaries, and the royalty sets that are possible. There's going to be a little fluctuation there, and a real mathematician could tell you it's going to fluctuate maybe 2%, 5%, maybe even 7%. I don't know. But the point is, if we say it's about 500 Grails, there could be 510, there could be 490, but it's still about the same number. Talking about what you were saying about the burning. Okay. It's a tough thing to follow, and at first I didn't understand it fully either, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. If I had a gumball machine, a physical gumball machine, it might be easier to tell the story. I was saying I wish Drop can implement something like Nefty Blocks did with your idea and showing the number left in the pool. Oh, that would be huge. Yes. Definitely inspired me to go beast mode on the Altimus. Thank you, by the way. The Altimus Prime sold out thanks to that and anybody else getting in on it. So thank you for that. Fenris said, okay, here, I have to throw a grenade again. The real uncertainty for NFT Pop's value is not how much they made. It's the fact that they don't guarantee that the mold won't be reused like they did with Amond. Yeah, it's a chance. There are a lot of what-ifs and a lot of chances that are out there. And if you've been collecting for a while, which sounds like you have, you understand that the likelihood they do those things is fairly low. You can play the math game and you can go, okay, are they going to reuse the mold? They did molds that were close to, very close to, for Power Rangers. They got a lot of negative feedback on that. Hopefully, Drop, like they said, is listening to the fans and they're doing better. They won't always interpret our feedback like we want them to. That's a key point, too. You can't say, Drop, you did bad, you're stupid, fix it. And then Drop's going to go, okay, we got what you mean. Here you go, it's fixed. It's not going to happen like that. Over time, they're going to get better at things. 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, the story was, oh, but you sold the extras at the Arizona warehouse sale. Don't hear much about that anymore. There's always the smart person, $$, who has to come in and tell me I'm an idiot for not mentioning that or bring that up because they're proving a point. It was a small percentage mistake of a few pops that Funko and Drop sold. I think it's been remedied. We haven't seen a problem since then. We have to take a little bit of a leap of faith. Do they sometimes do us dirty? Or in our eyes, I mean? Or do something that we don't agree with? Absolutely. They're a big company. They're here to make money. It's not about them making friends. It's about them making money. They're not always going to do what we want. We can't let that guide every decision we make. Yeah, but Funko Drop doesn't burn it correctly, so we won't see this for a while, if ever. Yeah, technically, the only way we'd ever know what's left in the gumball machine or the pool is if every single pack that existed that wasn't burned was opened. And I think the only one that's happened for or close to is Turtles. Not every pack is opened. I know because I own an unopened pack. The only way we'd ever know is if they were all completely open. My proposal to Funko and Drop would be, don't burn the way you're burning. I would love to see them do an open burn, actually destroying the NFTs that were trapped in the pool. Then we would know. We would be able to look in the wax blockchain and see, of the grails, 440 were burned. We would know exactly what was left and what the percentage chance of pulling from a pack was. We won't get that, I don't think. I don't think they're going to change their ways, because that would require either manual labor, which they're not going to do because that would be a lot of work, right? Or writing new code that would fix that process so that we could actually see everything that's burned. Mikey Tanks asks it's a common question and a good one. Are the pops made before the burn? I think, don't have any proof on this, but based on facts that I know to be true, I have a theory. I think in the original days of Turtles, Transformers, those early ones, the ones that showed up at the Arizona warehouse sale, they made them before Redemption ended and was delivered. I think since then they've changed their process, and now they make, again, this is a theory, they probably make the actual number of Redemption coins redeemed plus a percentage for errors. In other words, they may make for, I'm looking at Star Trek, 48% burn. That brings the Grail Q to like 5, let's call it 510. They'll make 510 plus another 10%. They'll maybe make like 560 to cover damaged, lost deliveries, etc. There's always going to be a little overage. They can't make the exact amount. So that sticker, even if they change it, is never 100%. It's close to. We have to take that with a grain of salt. It's close to. The reason why I think they don't make them until the Redemption is because of the 90-day window from Redemption to delivery, which just so happens to coincide and be the exact same number of days, 90 days, as X factory. In other words, when it leaves the factory, when it arrives here in the States at a warehouse that can be delivered. So I don't think that's a coincidence that it's about 90 days. If they ever did have to destroy all the extras, they would get so much negative backlash from the environmentalist groups that it's not going to happen. What's up, Mindy? How are you now? I don't mind their burning process, to be honest. It's relatively easy to check on blockchain how many NFTs were pulled or left. Well, we can see how many were pulled. We can't see how many are left in the actual pool. We don't know for sure. I guess we know how many are left in the world, but we don't know how many are left in the pool. You were accurate on that. Sorry. But I would like to know an actual number, because when it comes down to those final days, there could be a significant difference in your percentage chance of pulling a grail if you knew how many grails were left and how many packs were left unopened. I don't know, it would be significant. That actually might be wrong, too. It's a lot of work they probably don't want to do. Yeah, but writing code could be a one-time thing. They could literally write code for the blockchain that would go in and would just destroy everything in the pool. They could do it. I know they could. Yeah, the debate for Arizona is back in the new right now because of the last sale. Oh, really? Last sale of an item? Or last sale of, like, the packs not selling out? Well, technically, even with unopened packs, everything that hasn't been taken from an open pack is still in that pool, right? Yes. It's just that some can still come out when someone opens those packs. Correct. No, the amount of pulled grails doesn't affect your chance of pulling next grail. The percentage... Well, I have this debate regularly, and I'm no mathematician, but I know for certain, 1,000,000%. Somebody could prove me wrong, I would love to hear it, but I feel every bone in my body, if they burned the stuff in the pool, we would know there was a change in percentage chance of getting a grail based on how many packs were left. Because we would know a hard number of packs and a hard number of grails. We've had this debate on stream multiple times. I'm not giving up on my side. I wholeheartedly know we could do the math and go, okay, if we know those grails are burned, and there's only 550 left, and there's 15,000 packs, the percentage chance of pulling a grail does indeed change. Oh, got you, Detroit Pie Guy. But there weren't any NFTs there. There weren't any NFTs there. NFT redeemable pops. Warehouse sold Fun Days boxes at the most recent sale. They sold Fun Days boxes from online, not from the event. That's extra surplus inventory, and that makes perfect sense to me. I don't see the problem there. The only problem at the warehouse sales in the past was that they sold something like the NFTs where they swore they would burn the excess. Then that becomes an issue. But again, they have not done it again since that first issue. Yo, what's up, Connor? But even then, Shepard, even then, there's no way to know if 10 grails were those burn packs or... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tyson, totally agree. We would only know if Funko and Drop did the burn in the way I'm proposing, which is an open and burn scenario where they actually burn the NFTs, not just the packs. I think we're missing that point. No, I disagree. We can leave it at that. I mean, unless you can prove to me. But I know what I'm saying is right. I don't think what's getting heard is the same as what I'm saying. They would have to change their current methods. Then we would know the percentage chance. The picture I saw was from an in-person event. Yeah, I saw the picture too. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth on it. If you want to be right, you're right. I'll give up. You're right. Just because I don't want to talk about it forever. We got other things to do. Oh, James Boba just shared something with me, and I'm hoping this showed up the way I wanted it to. Let me see this real quick. I'm not trying to avoid this. Again, I just am done with the conversation. Oh, it's about D23. Oh, cool. I got to check that out. Yeah, Connor, it was our friend Finest Funko. Wasn't that kind of him? Detroit Pop Guy says the jury is still out, though people were trying to mess with the community and were bringing rare pops to the sale and taking pictures. Oh, jeez. What does that do? It's like the person who put the one in Marshall's, the NFT pop. What is that? It gets you views and destroys the company that you are a fan of. You're destroying the credibility of that company by doing that. Stop trying to promote yourself by doing that. I'd love to see that, Fenders, if you want to screenshot it and send it to me. I still think you're going off the data from before, not my proposed change, but... not just getting dumb, it's been dumb. Thanks for the information. Good for someone trying to get more into it. Had no idea about burning. So it's a small thing, Mikey Tanks. No, it's not a small thing. It's a significant thing. But as far as what you need to learn, say getting ready for Star Wars and things like that, what you need to learn, let's look at that now. Those are more important factors. Understanding more about the burn events, what's left, how many pops actually go out, things like that is important. But you don't have to worry yourself about it when you're just trying to get excited about the NFTs and get into them. So let's talk real quickly, because I know we got some people that are watching for the first time. What to expect for the Star Wars drop. We'll eventually get to this, Jim. We are going to talk about that today. I want you guys' help on this. But we need to talk about this. If you're getting ready for Star Wars, here's the important facts. 1, we know the date, next Tuesday. 2, I'll be live at 10:30 a.m. Please come by, hang out. I will be opening some packs. I'll be giving away community packs if and when I pull something amazing, a legendary or grail. I've been doing it for a while. Unfortunately, my luck hasn't been great lately. Hopefully it changes for this one, and that way I send it to you guys. Okay, Fenders. I'll be live, so come by. There will be a free NFT for all of you, which I actually submitted my free NFT proposal. I didn't actually send the art for next Tuesday to Wax, so I'm interested to see if I end up on their calendar. Come by and I'll be able to help you through the process in case you have any questions live during that date. The packs will go on sale at 11 a.m. Pacific on Drop or digital.funko.com. When that drop goes live, let's look at the numbers. 26th, 11 a.m. Set your calendar now so you don't forget. I'll be live at 10:30 a.m. You don't need to get into the queue 6 hours before. If this is new for you, not a big deal. You can jump in 15 minutes before and it'll have no impact whatsoever on you getting into the line. Or on the line, as the New Yorkers say. There will be 35,000 standard packs at $9.99, which gets you 5 items. Plus, you could potentially get a coin and or a 1 of 1. That would be a bonus item. They don't take that out of your 5. There's a premium $29.99 pack, which I think is the better value because you get 2 extra NFTs guaranteed. And then also possibly a coin or a 1 of 1. 30,000 of those. I think the numbers are pretty high for the packs, but it'll be up to the community to decide whether or not this was the drop for them. A lot of people are already saying no. We've been discussing that for like an hour now, that it's not for them. We'll see what happens. I think a lot of packs are still going to sell, but I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of a 50% burn is likely based on the attitude of fans, the sentiment right now. If you're spending money and you're going to buy 3 packs, I say buy a premium because you get 2 extra items out of there. That's like $4 extra worth of NFTs. To Fourth Curator's point, the big difference between this and the other drops is this is a drop exclusive. You never need to ask Drop or Funko, is this an exclusive or not? They put it on every single one. So far, we've had Disney, Mickey and Friends, and now Star Wars, both owned by Disney. I think that's the reason why is Disney has mandated it or made it where that had to happen to meet their requirements. Those will go on sale. When they go on sale, you can use your credit card, debit card, Google Pay, or Apple Pay to purchase the packs. Don't listen to other people who are saying you have to have USDC to buy the packs. That's a misperception that gets traveled around a little bit. You can buy the packs, credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You have those options. After you buy the packs, then if you want to buy or sell on the secondary market, it will only be on the drop marketplace. Only on the drop marketplace. There's no ability to transfer those NFTs over to your Wax account and then sell them. That's what they did with Mickey and Friends. And every single purchase you make will tell on there, are you sure this is only a drop exclusive? You can't do anything with them over on Wax or any other blockchain later. Where that might get a little confusing is you can actually go over, let's say Atomic Hub, I can actually look at Mickey and Friends over here if I want to. Not for sale, but I can look at the templates. Disney's Mickey and Friends. I can look at the templates. Why? Because no matter what, even though these are only bought and sold on the secondary market of Drop, they exist on the Wax blockchain. They still do. But there is no market over here. If we go view on market, we're going to see nothing because nobody could transfer them over. Why is this important? Because the secondary market, only Drop marketplace, means you don't have the competition of Wax versus Drop. So that competition usually can help you get lower prices. But secondly, you've got to have a verified account and you must purchase in USDC. So you need to check your account before we get to that live day. I would say today, make it a priority because this is super, super important. Make it a priority to set up your wallet. I say pay the $5 and get the custom wallet so you can have an easy to remember one, but that's up to you if you want to just use the generic one they give you or buy one that you can get, like I got sully.dp. Mikey could get tanks.dp maybe if it's not taken. I don't know. When you get your wallet, go to wallet here and go through the verification process. I am already verified. I had to do that. You'll have to do that. You can't buy or sell without getting verified. You must do that. It takes some time. You're not going to get it in 10 seconds. Do it now. Make sure you're set. What's up, Funko Fan 34? Guys, be sure to follow Funko Fan 34 for more great content here on Twitch. He's awesome. I had your stream on yesterday. I didn't get to engage or talk, but I had it on. I was busy. Make sure you do the verification process. It is going to be weird. It's going to give you the heebie-jeebies. It did me because they're going to say, we need you to go through this verification process. Give us some very personal information, not in a weird way, in a normal way, like social security number, driver's license, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to need to verify who you are by going through the process, showing or sending a picture of your driver's license or your passport. It's not a good feeling to give that info. We're told our whole life, don't do these things. The U.S. government or the government and wherever you are allowed to do these things requires them to do this. My wife picked it out, and it was her name. Oh, there you go. If she likes it, awesome. You got to go through that process. It sucks to give up that information, but they are required to do it by the government. It's not an option that they not do it. They don't do it for fun. You're just going to have to take a leap of faith or stay out of this thing. There are other ways you could get around it, but it's going to be a pain. The other ways are to go and talk to somebody who has them for sale, give them money out in the real world, like PayPal, cash, whatever, and then they transfer the NFT to you. If you do that, you can, but you're not protected in any way. If they don't transfer you that NFT, you're SOL. You just don't get them. So be careful, okay? Only do that with people that you're aware of, that you know, that have credibility. Okay, so that's a hurdle. Get verified. 2, another hurdle, geography. Depending on where you live, you may not be allowed to participate because of state and other country regulations, laws. You may not be able to get verified. I think New York, you're hosed. If you live in New York, which I still don't understand, very, very weird. Anybody else here restricted from getting verified? Maybe share what state you're in. I can't remember them all. Yeah, NY Sadness for sure, official. It's very weird, and I don't know if there's anybody's figured out a hack or a way around it. I wouldn't promote it here if I because it's illegal. Hawaii is out. Freaking Jedi, one of the biggest Star Wars fans I know, can't participate in the normal method. Now again, he can still participate. He can buy packs. He can open packs. He can submit and get any legendaries or grails. He can get the pop delivered to him. But if he wants to do stuff like buy a legendary on the second market or complete a royalty set, he's got to go outside of the traditional means and pay somebody out in the real world to deliver them to him. That's going to mean Facebook groups and Twitter and extra hurdles, which is a pain in the butt. All right, so verified, geography. Third thing, USDC. Up in the right-hand corner, you can see I've been actively getting USDC. There are multiple ways to do this. This is the cryptocurrency that you can use on this chain. You can't use Wax. You can't use your credit card, debit card, Google Pay, or Apple Pay for any of the secondary market activities. Only for the secondary market there, it's USDC only. That is, it's a problem because people are scared of crypto and learning how to do these things and or run into other hurdles. I put together 2 videos that are on YouTube now. One is how to get USDC to your wallet using the Ethereum network, which is pricey. And 2, how to get USDC to your wallet using the Polygon network. I believe it was Polygon. Via Coinbase. Now, because I made the video, I could do it. You may run into your own hurdles. Your credit card may not allow you to get the USDC. Your bank may not allow you to get the USDC. Geography may block you in some way. I can't help you on those things. I can only show you what I did. That being said, I have an Epic Mini card ID 75 that I'm selling or trading for Wax. There you go. Official, I would say always include your wallet, but in this case, nobody can propose a trade, so that wouldn't do you any good anyway. Never mind, I'll shut up. So make sure that you go ahead and take care of those things today. Get your account, get verified, see if you can get USDC. You can use my videos if you need some help on buying on Coinbase and transferring. Know that some people have run into a problem in transferring the USDC over because they have a new account on Coinbase and those funds are held for sounds like as long as a week for some people. It's going to be different for you all. I can't tell you an exact amount. Don't wait. Do it today if this is important to you to have the USDC for Star Wars next week. Now, having said that, you'll have 120 days after the pack sale to do things like buy legendaries, buy grails, complete your royalty set. So you don't have to have the USDC next Tuesday, but I would recommend you have it next Tuesday because of the prime time to buy epics will be in that 2-hour window after the packs are open. At least that's the way it's been in the past. We'll see if it's that same next Tuesday. There you go. Punked confirming what I said. So before we go any further and talk about this, any questions? I know we have a few people that are new to this. Any questions pertaining to getting ready for Star Wars, your account, what to be on the lookout for, etc., etc. Next, we're going to look at the legendaries, the Grail, and talk about a royalty set, but I wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to ask your questions. And should I go get the puppers and bring her in? She hasn't been barking. I probably should at least check on her. I tell you what, while you guys are seeing if you have any questions, let's take a bio break. I'll take a bio break. You don't have to. And while we're doing that, I want to give away some more Sully Bucks. So let's do a little giveaway. Let me refresh this. I'm going to give 3 people an opportunity to win 200 or more Sully Bucks. Unfortunately, this is only on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you won't be able to participate. That's not something I did. I can't get Stream Elements to operate in both places. I would love to be able to give you guys Sully Bucks as well, but it just won't let me. Those are my points, loyalty points, that you use to enter certain giveaways I do. So for those of you who are on Twitch, you're going to be able to enter. If you're on YouTube, I recommend come on over to Twitch. It's free to watch and participate. Jump over and get in the fun over here to get your points. Starting right now, while I go check on the puppers and take a bio break, you guys can type in !enter or !ticket on Twitch. And when I come back, at least 5 minutes on the clock, or when I come back, we'll pick 3 winners, and then we'll continue our discussion. I'll be right back. Hey, Tyson, sorry, I'm talking and I'm muted. Tyson, I'm sorry I didn't comment on your comment earlier, but there are a lot of packs for Star Wars. It's not as high as I thought it would be, but it is higher than we're used to. But it makes sense because this is a bigger license for them. Now, a lot of fans might tell you they shouldn't have bothered making more packs because they don't like the pops, they don't like the redeemables. That's their opinion. I think Funko went into it and said, hey, we're going to make this many packs because we think this is going to be strong. And they're clearly paying attention because if you look at some of the more recent drops, they have been curving down and altering the number of packs, both standard and premium independently, based on, I think they're trying to project where we're going to be with the number of sales, number of packs sold. As a huge Star Wars fan, I was kind of bummed by the reveals. I'll probably still try a few, though. That seems to be the consensus, although you worded it in a very amenable way. A lot of anger from the community over this. They feel they are owed something in a certain way, which is not how this works. Funko's a business. I agree. My excitement level was up here, and then when I saw them, it came down. I'm like, you know what? These are cool. I'd like to add them to my collection, but I'm not gonna go nuts on spending my money to buy these because I don't think the aftermarket on them is going to be great. until we get down the road. I think it could be good down the road. Yeah, Misty's a big fan. Shepard likes them. There you go, Connor. Funko Fan 34 says not worth getting angry over. Yeah, but you're a level-headed individual who. Let me ask this interesting little test, because I talked about this earlier. For those of you who are fans of the Funko stuff, like real fans, and we're not always happy with the choices that they make. Sometimes we're really happy. When you go into a social post, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and you see a lot of negative commentary on something, do you hold back and not comment because you fear a little bit of backlash from the community? Or do you hold back because you're just like, it's not worth it? I bet a lot of people do. If we could get a real conversation going. Shepard, you don't hold back. I don't go at people unless they go at me first. And even then, I try to limit it. What I do try to do is put in some positivity. I looked in the Star Wars announcement shared by Funko, by the way. Good job on putting it on their main account. It took a lot of real beating. And I went in there and said, hey, you know what? I'm very excited about the design that looks like the old Topps cards. I'm excited about these. And I wouldn't mind adding some of the Pops to my collection. No surprise there. I got some negative feedback from some people who were like, well, the Pops suck. I'm like, well, I didn't actually say. I started talking about the NFTs, but in their mind, a lot of people, the NFTs are the garbage that's left over. The Pops are what they're talking about. They don't know how to word it correctly, but when I see a negative comment, I just laugh it off and keep moving. When it's one of my posts, then I take it to heart and snap back. I'm with you, Funko Addict Ted. The number of times that I've typed something in and then been like, not worth it. Or at least said, like the other day, somebody was all snippy with me and I'm like, okay, your opinion has been noted. That's all I said. I'm not going to get into I don't want somebody to see a tweet later and go, oh, this guy has a negative attitude. We'll never work with him. I don't want that. Allie says, I hold back because it's not worth it to argue with rude people that can't accurately articulate their feelings. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I love that comment. That's a good one. You worded that so well. I'm a hands-off guy. A lot of time I know I'm not going to change anyone's mind. So what I'm getting at, though, is as a community, and I'm not telling you guys to go and do anything different than what you're doing, we're allowing all the negativity to take over. They jump in, they take over. And then it changes the perception of the other fans who are new to this or are still learning. I've been talking about this for the last 3 years with the NFTs. I think a lot of people are angry at the NFTs because they don't understand and they let the negative sentiment of others change their opinions. Or form their opinions if they never had them before. I honestly like to see what the negative people honestly think about the project, which is why I reply. I don't like to see their negative opinions. I wish there was a filter they could put on where anytime anybody said garbage or trash or L or anything, then it was just hidden and they would never see it. I don't need to see that. I want to form my own opinion. So basically ignore the negative and put positive. Yeah, I think if we all did that, and I'm not talking about just this community, I'm talking about all the Funko fans. If everybody went in there and like, oh, this is cool, I like these Pops. If there were more of that, the negative people would still talk, but it would kind of get tamped down, I think. I'd like to ask an honest question. What is the point of you bringing up the future value of any of these NFT Pops if we collect what we like? Oh, well, okay. Fair question. I collect for 2 reasons. I collect for what I like, and I collect for value. Not something people talk about a lot. But for me, I'm not selling my sellies. Those are going to stay in my collection. I don't want to sell any of my stuff. But times in life come up, and I need to. I got a wedding coming up. I'm going to need some monies for that. I would like to be able, because I enjoy watching the value go up, I would like to be able to collect things that will have more of a value in the long run. There's plenty of stuff over here that's from other companies that's not Funko, that's not worth a penny, but it means something to me. I like to collect for both reasons, and it makes me very excited when something I like also has a lot of value. If we got rid of the negativity, so many Funko YouTubers would be out of business. No kidding. If you don't allow negative comments, it's a form of censorship. As harsh as some comments may sound, company still needs to hear their critique on why they did wrong to avoid it in the future. I don't have any problem with the right kind of feedback. If you're able to share in a concise way why you don't like something and it's not for you, that's great. But if you're going to be swaying other fans by calling something garbage or spreading bad information, that's even worse. I don't think you should be able to do it. Thank you for the follow, Peter Files. You're not wrong. It is a form of censorship, I guess. But if a company owns the platform and the product, can't they defend that by getting rid of some of the comments? We're not talking about political discussions. We're not talking about the way the country's run. We're talking about a collectible. My son and I have collected for years. We have already gotten our value out of our collection. They can sell for $23 each tomorrow, and we would have a $2 profit. No worries. That's something, right? Yeah, I think a company should be able to defend their product and the commentary around it in their social posts. If somebody came in and said, hey, your products are harming the environment, and they had some proof about it, no, you don't hide that. But somebody to come in and say garbage, trash, no. Yeah, I disagree. That's me, though. The bad info is really not good. Yeah, it's because of the lack of understanding. Okay, let's close this giveaway and pick some winners. I got 34 entries. We're going to close the giveaway now and pick 3 winners. Let's get a little drum roll in the chat. These 3 winners will each get a minimum of 200 Sully bucks all the way up to 500. Picking winner number 1 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First winner is Fourth Curator. Our second winner is NFTuesday, and our third winner is Connor. Connor was having problems with the stream earlier, got it fixed now. All right, let me close that and add these Sully bucks to our winners. First winner is the Fourth Curator. So you get 200 Sully bucks unless your current total balance ends in a 5, 6, or 7, in which case you'll get a bonus. Fourth Curator, 9,606 current points. That gets you a bonus, so now you get 300 Sully bucks added to your account. That's 30 extra entries in future giveaways. Our second winner is NFTuesday, currently at 50,588, so no bonus, but you still win 200 Sully bucks. And our third winner is Connor. W Play. You're currently at 443, so no bonus for you, but you still get the 200 Sully bucks. Bingo, bango, bongo. They've been delivered. There you go. Congratulations, winners. People need to learn how to communicate with more respect and with more accuracy. The product of our lovely education system is evident in comments. All far too often. Yep. Again, constructive criticism. Yes. I love it. Constructive criticism. I'm totally down for that. Bringing things to a company's, making it visual, making it seen, totally cool with that. But these people who have hatred in their heart, I have no space for that. Drives me insane. Okay. Let's pick up on our conversation in case there's anybody else that's new into the NFTs. Let's talk about your legendaries, grails, and royalty sets. I'm going to go back to digital.funko.com so we can start over at the beginning here. So when you open the packs, you're going to get probably a lot of commons, uncommons. You'll get some rares, maybe some epics, and then, less likely, but you might get legendary and grail. What does all that mean? Why do all the NFTs matter? All right, first up, you got a grail. The grail, normally limited 999 pieces. This one, Luke Skywalker, is 1,980 pieces. A little higher than normal. Fans didn't like that. Still pretty limited. Pretty hard to get. If you pull a grail NFT, it's going to look like this. And that means as long as you hold that NFT in your wallet and you follow the instructions over the next 4 or 5 months of instructions to follow, it's really just 2 actions. You'll have to go through a redemption period, and you'll finish the redemption period by checking out with your address. We can show you that with some other ones. You just have to hold the grail. That's all you have to really do for the next few months and take a couple of actions. Really, really simple. Second, we got a legendary C3PO. C3PO is more pieces, 3,000 total possible pieces. This one, that's what the card looks like. Again, you just hold and follow instructions to eventually get them delivered. No, Funko Fan 34, I think they did that on purpose for sure. Legendary Darth Vader, also 3,000 pieces. This also a deluxe. They're all deluxe. Love the look of these cards. I think they're amazing. I like the light and dark side. Very, very cool. I love the Star Wars and the bursts down in the corner. So awesome. This one's 3,000 pieces. Get it, hold it, get the pop. Same thing for Emperor Palpatine and for Han Solo, halfway in carbonite. This is my favorite one out of the batch. I think it looks really cool. It'd be awesome if these lit up in the background, but I think it's just painted on to look like lights. They didn't mention anything about being lights and sounds, which is a line they have. That would be a cool thing to put into NFTs, honestly, but more cost. And then finally, and this is probably the most misunderstood, and that's the Princess Leia. The Princess Leia is the royalty. You will not be able to pull a royalty card NFT from a pack. This will not appear in any of the packs that are going to be sold next Tuesday. Instead, you have to complete a royalty set, and then on snapshot day, which will be 120 days after the packs go up for sale. So if we're looking into March, April, May, June, it'll be sometime near SDCC. There will be a snapshot for Star Wars. On that day, if you want a royalty set, if you want to get this NFT and get this pop delivered, you will have had to complete the royalty set, which is one of every common, one of every uncommon, one of every rare, and one of every epic. The legendaries, grails, 1-of-1s, coins, none of that plays into a royalty set. That's another one of the things that's a common misconception. People think that they need the legendaries or grails to complete a royalty set. You do not. They have a tracking system on the drop website. So let's look at Star Trek as an example. Right now I have 0 royalty sets. This is a dynamic page that updates as you buy and sell NFTs or acquire NFTs and transfer them to your wallet here. With Star Wars, there won't be any transferring, so it'll all just be right here all the time. I am currently 63% through my first royalty set. That's how you read this bar. Once I complete a royalty set, it'll start over, and I'll be on my way to royalty set number 2. You can complete as many as you want. I've seen people do dozens of royalty sets. Royalty set, again, one of every common, uncommon, rare, and epic. In the case of Star Trek, that is 29 commons, of which I have 19 so far. That is 11 of the 21 uncommons that I have, the 21 total uncommons. 15 rares, I have 7, and 11 epics. The epics will be the most difficult one to get because there are less of those than all the others. There's far more commons, uncommons, and rares than there are epics. So epics, by nature, have become the thing that's hardest to acquire when trying to get the royalty set. Now, if you follow my stream and you're here on drop day, next Tuesday, I'm hoping it follows the pattern it always does, and I'll be able to tell you when to buy some epics. We have a little bit of trouble with this one in that we can't see when items are selling or what they're selling for. We don't get that information like we do on the Wax blockchain. So it makes it a little trickier, but we'll still be able to follow the prices of the epics and see when they're coming down. And because of the mentality of a lot of the collectors there are a lot of people that are out there flipping or just trying to make some money right away. The epics usually, they spike in price. We'll see them at $10, $15, $20, and then within a few hours after, they come way down. The goal, I'm hoping, is to get epics for less than $7 a piece. We've seen epics go as low as $4 on some projects. Then, what typically happens, it's not a guaranteed formula, But what typically happens is we get later in the day, so we see a spike in price, lowering in price. We finally kind of plateau out somewhere around under $7. And then eventually they'll announce that they're going to be deleting or burning a bunch of the packs, and the price will come up. The question is, does it go way up or does it level out? There's a chance it could still go down, but that's pretty low. It's probably going to level out and maybe go up. We want to buy in that window of the first few hours afterwards. I did that with Mickey and Friends. I got my royalty set completed for about $50. Now that's $110+ to complete that one. That's absolutely true. It doesn't always happen, but it's a formula that, again, if we take the likelihood of it happening, it's going to be pretty high. Stranger Things was a weird one, and they stayed up there. You're absolutely right. But most of the projects we see follow that pattern. I think the real problem on this one is going to be it's only a drop exclusive. We don't have the competition of the two markets. We can't see, using awesome tools like Chain Champs, when they hit a low and they start to sell, which is usually my gauge on knowing, did we reach the floor? We don't have that. All we can do is see the lowest asking price, which is still helpful. So we'll keep watching this screen when we have our Star Wars up there, and we'll see what these numbers, that's the lowest asking price on the market at any given, at right now, we'll be able to see where those low numbers go. And that'll give us a good idea of, hey, are these going down? Are they going up? We'll just have to kind of keep our own eye on things. We won't have the data we normally do. Mocking Lazarus says, trying for 2 Star Trek royalty sets. Yes, I do the same for almost every project. I shoot for 2. It's interesting. I didn't do as many of these for Star Trek as I normally do. I have quite a few holes in there. But I thought they would come down more, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. On other ones like Transformers, you can see I went ahead and completed almost 2 of every single one right off the bat. Space Jam. I go after epics only on day 1. That should be the main focus for you. Look how cheap this Bugs is. Space Jam has gotten like dang near free to complete. You forgot to redeem one of your grifts. Oh man, that hurts. Yikes. But you know what? That was Jason. But that's okay. Now I have a number 3 coin in my wallet. So think about this. Should the NFT side of this take off like I hope it does, and it's not just about the physical redeemables, what are some of the most rare items that you can possibly get? Coins. Those redemption coins will be far and few between. Now, the question then is, will there be people that are willing to pay for those? I think eventually, yes. Right now, no. They still hold a little value. Some of them I still see $30s and $40. At least that's what people are asking. I don't know if they're selling. I haven't looked. I don't think people are paying $30 for a coin of something that has already been redeemed, but I haven't done the research. I don't know. But I think eventually people will see those for what they are, and that is a very rare item that you can't really get easily. I did redeem 2 griffs, though, so it wasn't a complete loss. The real bummer about that is that griff is pretty valuable. That was like $110, I think. Mikey thinks you can keep a coin after redemption, but only if you don't redeem it. So in the case of Jason's mishap, he's over on YouTube, so you may not have seen his comment. He didn't redeem the coin. He doesn't get the pop for that one, the physical pop, but he does get to keep the coin, and no one else does. If you redeem your coin, eventually it is burned from your wallet. It's gone. They occasionally sell, but mostly by mistake, from newcomers that don't understand redeeming process. Oh, and that hurts too. I hate that is some people get taken advantage of, or it might simply be a mistake by the person posting. They forgot they had it on sale, and a newcomer comes along, like you say. It happens. P.S. We have Garrett Popcorn Chicago mix in my office. I had a handful yesterday. Nice. Kelly's favorite. Shepard said, in my honest opinion, I don't see the NFTs ever reaching any high value, but I hope I'm wrong. I mean, yeah, it's a gamble, right? Like anything else. When I first started collecting Funko, physical products, I looked at a Pop, a Sully, limited to 480 pieces, and I thought, one day this might be worth like $100. I'm gonna grab that up. That's pretty cool. In my wildest dreams, I didn't think it'd be worth $1,000. But the only reason I got to benefit from that value change, if I were to sell, which I'm not gonna, but if I were to benefit from that, was because I took the chance. People can hold these NFTs and they can take the chance. I don't think that they're without value. I think they have value, and I hope one day it goes up. Can he never redeem it after the time limit? No. So another good point that we need to talk about here, and that's the timeline on things. I've alluded to it, but I haven't shown it. I really need this graphic. This is another thing I need to put on my to-do list. This is a very important timeline for each of these drops that we've got to abide by. Let me draw this out for you. So we've got drop day. We've got snapshot. We've got redemption ends. And we've got pop delivery. I left this out of my last one. Pop or figure delivery, whatever. Very, very strict timeline with very, very strict times. My marker is not great right now. Okay, this is how we read this. On the far left, we've got drop day. So for Star Wars, that's going to be next Tuesday. 120 days after drop day, we have the snapshot. That is that's probably the single most important detail that you need to be aware of, is when is the snapshot. So you have that 120 days to open your packs, get your legendaries or grails if you're lucky. You can buy legendaries and grails off the secondary market, complete your royalty sets, all that. You gotta have that done by the snapshot, which is 120 days after at 11 a.m. Pacific. You don't have to memorize that. Luckily, we've got that in a place I'll show you that you can access at any time, so you know exactly when it's going to be. Then, after the snapshot, on the day of the snapshot, by the way, they will issue the redemption coins. They'll go into your wallet an hour or two after the snapshot, sometimes quicker, sometimes longer. That's just an average. Then you have 30 days to turn those coins in and give them your delivery address before the snapshot or the redemption ends. That's that mark right there. So 120 days to complete your sets, get your legendaries, grails. Snapshot happens. 30 days to turn your coins in, give them your delivery address, pay them if you need to pay them for delivery. You don't have to in the U.S., but outside the U.S. you got to pay for delivery. Then the end of the redemption ends, and after that, no redemption of any coins. Can't do anything by completing a royalty set. Doesn't matter if you open a pack and it's in it. None of that matters at all. Then there is a 90-ish day window after the redemption ends to when you get your physical delivery. That can also change. But the three things that never change: drop day from when they announce it, snapshot, and redemption ending. What's up, Miss Jessie Star? Maybe refresh or update your app. Sometimes that fixes it. So let's look up here at those important dates. We know when we have Star Wars dropping, that's Tuesday. How will we know when the snapshot is? Well, you've got a diamond up here in your drop account in the upper right-hand corner that also serves as a calendar. First and foremost, the diamond is important as a reminder. If you see a little red circle on there with a number in it, that means there's action you need to take in order to get a delivery of a pop sent to you. And if you don't do it within a certain amount of time, you lose those, right? Like the griff for Jason. So click on that diamond, I say like once a week, just to keep yourself up to date on what's going on. And in here, I'll zoom in a little bit so everybody can see. You got two areas: redemptions, in other words, when a redemption is going to end, and upcoming. In my opinion, it would be nicer if those were all in one continuous timeline, because it's easy to look at this and go, oh, the next thing I need to be worried about is that the Funkoween coins redemption ends on March 29th. I got to get my coins turned in and my delivery address set, or else I don't get my pops. But it may not necessarily be the most important thing coming up. Down here in redemptions, you also have some dates coming up, and April 10th is after that. But that's when the snapshot for Disney, there's a slip, Disney Mickey and Friends occurs. You need to be keeping tabs on all those, so don't zoom in as much as I did maybe. Keep that back here a little bit. That way you're reminded that you've got redemptions and upcoming. Always, always, always don't do as I do. Don't leave these sitting here. That's dangerous. That's what happened with Jason. He had a coin. It sat there. Is in trouble. Come in here. If you see a number on the diamond, if you see a hot colored redeem banner button, make sure you click on it and take action. Because if I miss that March 29th, I'm SOL. I get nothing for my coins. And all that work I put in is down the drain. You don't want to do that. So make sure you click on redeem and you go in and you give them, hit continue and give them your delivery information. If you want to, you can break up these deliveries into smaller batches if you have a bunch. Like I have 5 here. I'm probably going to break it up into 2 deliveries, one of 3 and one of 2. Some people think it matters for the quality of the pops that are delivered to you, like if the boxes are damaged or not. I've seen better luck when I have higher quantities, like 3 or 4 in a box versus 2 or 1 in a box. But that's going to vary wildly depending on where you're at and how it was packaged and what delivery service was used, etc., etc. So it might all be for naught. I don't know. Do whatever makes you comfortable. But you can break those up into multiple deliveries. U.S. delivery's free. Outside the U.S., you've got to pay for shipping. You can go on and complain about that all you want, but guess what? It costs them a lot more money to ship internationally, and you're still not paying their total costs for shipping. You're still getting a pretty good discount. It's unfortunately part of being out of the U.S. on these things. So make sure that you don't do as I do. I leave these in here so I can show you guys what this looks like, but I'm in here regularly and I get it taken care of. Okay, so Disney, Mickey, and Friends being April 10th is our next big snapshot. Let's take a look at what to do for a snapshot and see if you guys have any questions, by the way, about things I just went over. Fenrir says 10,000 Bitcoins were worth 2 pizzas once. You never know. I saw, was that worth like $24 million or something insane now? I saw the guy talking about, oh yeah, I reached out to a local pizza joint and I asked him if he'd take Bitcoin and he's like, sure. No, the pizza joint didn't do it. Somebody else said, I'll order the pizza for you if you'll send me the Bitcoin. That person's a genius. A dumb, lucky genius, but a genius. I occasionally... Oh, we read that. Okay. So make sure you're paying attention to the snapshots. Mock and Lazarus said, thought it was just me having issues. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I could go for some pizza, but not for 10,000 Bitcoin. No, thank you. Okay, so if a snapshot's coming up, here's what you need to do. For Star Wars, you'll have 120 days after the packs go out, but you still want to keep an eye on this so you're ready when the time comes. For Mickey and Friends, I'm going to click on it down here. I'm on the radar. That's what I call this up here, your tracker. Where am I? Am I good to go for the snapshot that's on April 10th? I think I am. First thing I want to do is see how many royalty sets I've got. It says I have 2. I want to come down. I'm working on set number 3, but I don't think I'm going to complete a set number 3. I'd have to get a really good price on these. I'm missing all the epics. That's a big deal that I'm missing all the epics. Yes, Walking Miracle, good call. If you're looking at this and you're going, I've got 5 of the epics. Is it worth me spending the money to complete the royalty set right now? Got the best tool ever for you in Pop and Stock's website. I told you guys about this earlier. This was something he actually put on the website after we were having a discussion about it here in the early days. It was like, boy, I would love to know how much it would cost me to complete a royalty set. And he goes, I can do that. And he did it. And it's been so clutch. I click on Disney, Mickey, and Friends. It brings up all the fun data that we have to review. I love the data. It's so fun to look at and know what's going on. If we come down towards the bottom, which, there we go. Come down towards the bottom, we can see a chart of where the royalty set has been at. This one doesn't seem to have much fluctuation because there was a weird spike one day where some of the epics weren't available and all of a sudden it was $1,000 to complete a set. No one paid $1,000 to complete a set. But we'd see a lot more movement in this chart if it weren't for that spike. Right now, you can complete, if you started a royalty set from scratch, which I would basically have to for my 3rd one, it would cost me about $99 to complete a royalty set. Honestly, there's only 560 completed right now. That's a pretty good price. I'll consider completing a 3rd one. But let's say you had a few epics and you wanted to know how much would it really cost me. Click the little clipboard and come in here and you can put in your DP address. Now remember, these aren't available on the Wax blockchain, but all of the wallets are publicly visible. I don't have to log in here. All I gotta do is put in my wallet, hit submit, and Pop and Stock's website looks at the blockchain, his utility, and goes, okay, based on that wallet address, you have 2 completed royalty sets. This is how you read this. You have 2 completed royalty sets. If you want to complete your next one, you need 78 total cards. You only have 9. You're missing 69 cards. And if you had to buy those right now at the cheapest price asking for each one on the market, it would cost you $97.97, or exactly 1,278 wax. You still need 24 common, 16 uncommon, 16 rare, and 13 epic. And if you scroll down, you can see all of those and what their current asking price is. Now this chart looks different because this is a drop exclusive, so the only place you can buy them is drop. But on a normal drop, you can see a comparison of what they would be on drop and what they would be on wax, and you'd know which one was cheaper if you wanted to make a purchase. It's also helpful if you're only missing a couple, you can click right here on the DP logo. You can come over, and it takes you right to the page where you can buy the lowest listing. Unfortunately, with any of the Mickey and Friends and Star Wars, because they're drop exclusives, there's no quick way to complete your royalty set. You're going to have to click and buy each one individually. You can do that from here or over in drop. You can click on these, click buy at lowest listing. You can buy them there too and go through the checklist and eventually get them all. It's going to take some time. So if you have only bought your epics for Mickey and Friends, you haven't bought everything you need yet, you better allot some time. It's going to take you a good 20-30 minutes to complete the royalty set if you have to buy a lot of NFTs. It's going to be the same for Star Wars. But again, don't worry about your commons, uncommons, and rares on day one. That shouldn't be your priority. Your priority should be the epics. Okay, for Disney Snapshot coming up, I also want to make sure, do I have all my legendaries and grails that I think I have? Do I have any for sale? Got to keep an eye on that. If you have any for sale and you don't want to sell them, you may want to take those off the market so they don't accidentally get sold at the last second and leave you without what you thought you were going to get. And you can always look in here at any time and see, like, you can pick up a Daisy Duck right now for $27.48. There's going to be less than 1,000 of those. Is it worth it? I think so. Again, if I had the funds, I'd be buying these up. Donald Duck, 41 bucks. Goofy has been on the rise lately, 60 bucks. Pete, 35. I have one of each, couple Daisy Ducks, and I got my Minnie Mouse, which the cheapest one on the market right now is $175. Fender says, side note for beginners, pop and stock updates once per couple hours, so the prices aren't 100% accurate. For that, you need to check the actual market. It depends on the area you're looking at. These prices on the clipboard, the progress checker, if you will, whatever we call this page, are in real time. But if you're looking at things like the overview, some of these other areas, they're not in real time. So it depends on the page you're on. But regardless, it's a good point that anytime you do see something you need to purchase, like let's say I wanted to go ahead and buy one of these epics, when you click on that and it takes you over, it says it was going to be $8.98, but be sure you double check that price before you buy lowest listing. Pop and Stock is doing his best to deliver you the cost and give you some utility, but somebody could have bought that literally in the last 2 seconds. So don't just take it for granted that what's on his site is right. Take your time and look at what you're buying before you buy it, because you don't want to accidentally, like, if you could be buying a legendary and it says it's $59, you come over here and it could be $74 because somebody just bought the $59 one. Oh, do you, Punked? Yeah, you better grab it while you can. Okay, I think the royalty set is one of the things that the community would benefit from most, having some really good educational materials from Funko out there, because when I talk to new fans, it's been a while since I talked to somebody in person who was new to this, but I was talking to a guy and I was like, how'd you do on the Turtles when it came out? And he's like, oh, great. And I was like, you get any redeemables? Oh yeah, I got a couple legendaries. And I was like, how about royalty sets? He goes, no, I didn't get any royalties. I was like, wait a minute, because that keyword didn't get. I was like, wait a minute, you didn't complete any royalties or you didn't get any in packs? He goes, oh, I didn't get any in packs. I was like, oh, well, let me explain to you. And I did. He goes, I didn't read on that. I didn't know. Good to know. He went back and completed his royalty sets. He got his royalty pops. Some of you are probably like, what an idiot. Why did he not know that? Well, he didn't read. And a lot of people don't. So if you know somebody that's getting into it, always have that conversation and be like, hey, how are you doing on the royalties? You getting what you need? And they're probably, for a newbie, you might get the, wait, what do you mean am I getting what I need? I'm having regrets not buying any Mickey and Friends packs, says Funko Fan 34. Interesting note on that. I was just looking, because I usually buy and keep at least one extra pack on the each project, just so I can easily keep tabs on where the pricing is. The standard packs are only $12 right now. So 30% increase over the 20% increase really over purchase price. That's not bad. And if you live in an area where I am, like I am, I had to pay taxes, so you're paying less than 20% markup. And the premium, which did that one come with 17? No, that one still came with 15. Premium is only $40, which is only a $10 increase. They didn't go up that much. So you can still get in on the packs for what I consider a reasonable price. If you have USDC, or if you want to go outside and buy from somebody that you know, you may be able to strike a deal and pay them in PayPal or whatever, and they transfer you the pack. But again, if you do that, only deal with people you know or that have been vouched for and have credibility, because if you send them the money and they don't send you the pack, there is no protection whatsoever. All right, Shepard, have a good one. Have a great day. Yep, there you go, Punked. Always throwing stuff out there. I know some of it's very repetitive, but I want you guys to know. Didn't the Grail Legendary stuff get redeemed already? No. So, FunkoFan34, whenever something has not gone to Snapshot yet, that means you still have time to get your coins. I'm sorry. You still have time to get your Grails, Legendaries, and Royalty sets completed before the coins go out. And again, just a reminder, if you ever need to know when the snapshot is, make sure you use the diamond up here to go to look and see when the redemptions are ending or when upcoming is. And honestly, I would love it if it said upcoming snapshots. That would help. But anything below upcoming means the snapshot has not occurred yet. You also have another utility over on Pop and Stock's website. If you go to any of the collections, click on anything in this bar right here, the way he handles his site, means the snapshot has not occurred yet. So right now, it is still safe to open packs of Mickey, Squid Game, Harry Potter, etc., all the way through Star Trek. It's still safe to buy a Legendary or Grail NFT, not a coin, off the secondary market. In this case, for Mickey and Friends, off of Drop. It's still safe to open packs. All that's good. Once it goes through Snapshot, then the game changes. Some of the Star Trek packs were going for cheaper than the original price for a little bit. Yeah, it happens when there's no demand for it in the secondary market. We've seen that happen a few times. If they're not a friend or family, don't send payment via friends and family, says Jason. That's pretty good rule of thumb. Yeah, there you go. Some of the Facebook groups, Discord, etc., are a really good place to go. Official groups. Or groups where have a lot of people where they've had some experience already and time to suss out anybody that's, not playing along nicely. I'll tell you this every time. I don't think you should go through Facebook groups and stuff to be negotiating purchases and buys and trades. This is personal opinion. You can disagree if you want. There is a market set up for a reason, and I think going through there protects you and makes sure that you're getting legitimate stuff and that your payments going through, because it's the same time situation. You pay somebody for something on the market, you get your NFT instantaneously, and it's all tracked on the blockchain. That's a nice little added benefit. But for some of you who are, living in New York or Hawaii, or you couldn't get verified, or your credit card company won't let you buy USDC, etc., you have to turn to those groups. In those cases, just be careful. There you go, FunkoFan34. Well, best of luck. I hope you pull something awesome. That Grail, I need to check back in a year and see where Minnie Mouse is sitting. My gut tells me in a year we're at least 300 plus on that one, because it's finally going to get out there and the world's going to see how rare it is. I think the long-term game on that one's going to be even better. Rare says Star Trek royalty is creeping up. It was slept on. Wait, no, you mean... Wait, which one? You don't mean Star Trek. That one just happened. What's ST? Oh, Stranger Things? You think that one's creeping up? That one's been delivered, right? So the price in the tertiary market's going up. Is that what you're saying? James says, do you think the Star Wars Legendary will be fairly cheap, as in $50 and under, or do you think they will go for more? My gut tells me, based on the negative sentiment from fans, that it will be an inexpensive royalty to complete, especially since it's not a Freddy royalty. I think on day one, $50 to $60 if you buy the epics at the right time is very possible. We don't know, however, how many epics are in the royalty set. That could influence things. Could be more than 12, could be less than 12. We don't know. That could influence it. But based on the fact, negative sentiment abroad, all the sites, negative sentiment, and no Freddy Funko, I think it's going to be an inexpensive one. The fact that it's Star Wars and that's a really good brand could trump that. You think it's 16 epics for Star Wars? Whoa, that's a jump. Now, that's coming from the community, maybe from Discord and directly from Drop, but even then that could change before actual time of, so I don't know that that's 100% verified, but just so you guys know. 16's a lot. It's already on Atomic Hub testnet? Well, then that probably means it's true. 16 is a lot. But I think when there's been a fluctuation in the number of epics, the price is kind of adjusted a little bit on its own. So we may, instead of $7 an epic on those, we may be looking at $4.50 for an epic on those. There will inevitably be one or two that really jump up. But we'll have to wait and see. That's a good question, James. Okay, I think we need to wrap up the discussion on the Funko NFTs. This has been a good one. We've had a good discussion. We've had some differing opinions. I'm totally fine with that. I appreciate the respect everybody gave in the way they bring up their opinions. I wish the rest of the internet could be like that, but it's not going to happen, so that's just a dream. They've done 15 epics a few times, but yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, they haven't done it lately. Lately, they've seemed to have been lower. But if you guys have any questions, of course, ask them here. I can answer in real time. You can hit me up on Twitter, and you can ask me. At CS Sully. Same as the name here on Twitch. Let me do this for my Twitch folks. Follow me. Hit me up on Twitter. Don't message me on Instagram. I likely will never see it. I'm not an Instagram guy first. I'm a Twitter guy first. Over on YouTube, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can just... You don't even have to DM me. If you can't DM me, that's fine. Just start a tweet with @CSSully and just write whatever afterwards. Little known thing on Twitter is if you start with an @ symbol, it's kind of like what DMs used to be. Your whole feed won't see it. I will get tagged in it. So they can still see it under like replies, but they won't see it in your main feed. Discord can go away. That's my nice way of saying that. I don't care for Discord at all. You know the answer to that one. Willowbard said Walking Miracle said Atomic Hub trick. Okay, this is a good one. We do need to do this real quick. Do I have any I need to complete? There is a quick way we have learned through our testing and knowledge over the years of completing a royalty set easily and quickly instead of having to buy each NFT individually in that slow, drawn-out process. This only works for ones that are not drop exclusives, just so you know. Let me see which ones we have coming up that I may benefit from. How about Squid Games? Did I finish my Squid Games? Let's take a look. Tracker, Squid Games. If I have one that I can complete here, I'll do it live so that you guys can see. I already have 2 royalty sets completed. I'm not holding any extra epics. I don't think I'm going for a third right now, so that's not one. Harry Potter, where I'm at with Harry Potter, I know I'm missing a couple epics that I need to fill in. I was stupid and didn't buy enough early on, but to fill in the hole with 2 is no biggie. But you'll notice I've only completed 1 royalty set. I need to get all the commons, uncommons, and rares for my second set. So let's just pretend I have all the epics, and I'm missing all of these that have the little double card with the X. I'm missing all those. So I need to pick them up. If I go the route they want us to, I'd have to click on each one, click buy lowest, go through a couple screens, then go to the next one. Click buy lowest, go through a couple screens, go to the next. It's a pain. We don't want to do that. We want to buy them all in bulk. They don't allow that on drop. So I'm going to do it on the Wax blockchain. And there's a real, fairly simple way to do it. You might want to take out a pen, jot down a couple notes, or maybe even write down the time that we're at right now so you can come back to this VOD later or the YouTube video and check it out. Let me walk you through it. So go to Atomic Hub. Atomic Hub is the only site that I know of that you can do this right now. So as much as the site drives me nuts sometimes because it can be a little slow these days, this is the only place to do it. So go to Atomic Hub, log in with your Wax ID. Make sure you have some Wax. You're going to need it to buy the NFTs that you need to get. And go to the triple bar or hamburger button up here. Go to Inventory. And now a new navigation bar appears up here in the center. Go to Sets. Once you're in Sets, what you're looking at is the checklists of things for different projects. You need to find Harry Potter, so we can type in Harry. I think it'll come up for that. Yep. Click on it. Now, at first this is confusing. This is probably the most confusing part. Hey, name and password's back. It's been a while. Hello. English only, please. I'm afraid I don't read any other or speak any other languages fluently. At first, this looks confusing. What we're looking at shows, well, we don't have any completed sets of commons for Harry Potter. You see, they got commons separated out, uncommons, rares, epics, etc., right? It shows I have 0, but here's the problem. We are looking at the wallet of my Wax account because I'm logged into Wax and I went to sets, right? We're looking at my Wax wallet account. I don't keep any of my Harry Potter ones there. They're all in my drop account. So what we need to do is one quick little edit into the URL to tell this to look at my drop wallet, because you can't log into drop over on Atomic Hub. So up in the URL, look for your Wax wallet ID and simply highlight it and replace that with your DP or your drop wallet address. Once you do that, now what we'll get a refresh, and what we're looking at is the contents of our drop wallet. And from here, it'll start to make more sense. Hey, name and password. I'm doing well. Yeah, I remember your name. I'm living among ghosts. However, a few ghosts or Satans are stopping me from leaving Pakistan. I'm so sorry. I know you said you were trying to get out. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Okay, so over here, commons. It's any of the ones that have any color at all. This is a hard one because the commons are black and white. The art is hard one to see as easily. Any of the ones that have color in them mean I have at least one. And it does say I have one completed set. However, I'm working on my next set and I'm missing a good chunk of them. There is a button here that makes our life easy. Add missing to cart. So if I'm going to jump back and forth between Pop and Stock and this, but if I'm over on Pop and Stock looking at Harry Potter, let me bring up this chart so we can see how many we're missing. It'll tell us. And I do that one spiked to $150 here recently. Wow. I'm going to put in my DP wallet. And it's going to tell me how many commons I'm missing. All right. I'm missing 33 commons. All right. Let me go back to that view. I said add missing to cart. Click it. It's going to add all the ones I'm missing to get me to my second royalty set, all the commons, which should be 33. We're going to find out in just a second if it did it right. It's going to come up, tell us it's added to the cart, and we'll see a bar down the right-hand side right there. There you go, just popped up. And it says added 33 items to your cart. Total cost 82 cents because commons are usually neglected and they're cheap. Now, I could just buy those right now, or I could continue down the path of getting the other ones I'm missing. So let me go to Uncommon now. I'm missing some of those. I'm only 13% of the way through. It should add 25 Uncommons into my wallet when I click Add Missing NFTs, or to my cart, not my wallet. It's going to add all those missing ones over, which should bring my total up to, 58? Now my cart says 58 items. I'm right. I need my rare and epic, 21 rares. So I'll go to rare, add missing. Should go 21 plus 58 is 70, so my cart should spike to 70. Or 79, derp, 79. So it got all the way to 79. So we have all the ones we need except the epics. Now, I don't think you should use this trick for epics. Don't use it for epics. Because epics are far more expensive, and I think they need a little hand-holding. You got to spend the time focusing on those when you go to make the purchase. But now that I have all 79 of those missing items in my cart, the total cost is $5.54. That's honestly a little higher than I expected. Sounds good, name and password. Sounds a little higher than expected. So before I make the purchase, I'm just going to scroll through up here and look and see if any of these are higher than I would have expected. Because I can ignore one, leave it out, and buy it somewhere else later. Is there one that spiked? There's 23 cents for that one. That's fine. I don't mind 23 cents. 28 cents. I might be able to get them cheaper on drop or wait and buy them later, 28 cents. I just want to make sure there's not one that's weirdly $1.50 or something that I could just wait a day and buy a cheaper one. Doesn't seem like that's the case. They just totaled up because the Harry Potter ones are going for a little bit more money. So once I'm okay with that, I hit checkout. The list on Pop and Stock said it would cost me $24.89 to complete, but I'm missing a couple epics that in total were like 22, 23 bucks. So there might be a couple dollars difference. If I wanted to spend the time, I could, but my time's more valuable to me than the $2. So I'm just going to go ahead and purchase for $5.53. I say buy. It's going to make the transactions necessary to buy all 79 NFTs. It's going to put them in my wallet. And then all I have to do is transfer them over to drop. And I got all the commons, uncommons, and rares in what normally takes me like 30 seconds. But I was explaining it to you guys. It takes a little longer. Ports just needs 2 more epics to complete my first royalty, and it's not even for me, for my sister. Well, that's nice of you doing that for her. Okay, now that I bought, the transactions all went through, I go to inventory, come down, and assuming Atomic Hub is caught up, and it has, I have all those NFTs I just bought. Super simple, right? I need to transfer them. Instead of clicking each one individually to then make a bulk transaction, just click on the first one, come down to the last one of that batch we just bought, which should be a lengthy list here. 79 goes down quite a ways. There we go. Goes all the way down to here, 5049. Hold shift and click on that last one, and it actually selects all of them. And you can verify this is 72. How am I missing some? I'm missing like a row. Maybe they didn't get all transferred over. That's okay. Still 72. I'll find the other 7 in a minute. I'll do transfer, send them all to my DP wallet. Send transfer. Double check and make sure all these are Funko NFTs. If they're not and you transfer them, they won't show up in your wallet over there because you can only send Funko NFTs to your drop wallet. So take the time to scroll down and make sure they're all Funko NFTs. Hit confirm transfer and it'll send them all over. Now those there's 7 that didn't show up. I'll just go back to inventory and see if they showed up here. They may have still been in the process of showing up in my wallet. Sure enough, there they go. 7 more. Bulk transfer. Send them to my DP wallet. I recommend copying and pasting. I'm on the edge right now by typing it in. I recommend you copy and paste your address just to make sure you don't make any mistakes, because send to the wrong address. Tough. Gone forever. Okay, so they're all transferred. Now go over, don't panic. Go over and check your collection and see, give it like 5 minutes and then refresh. If for some reason, when you send stuff from wax to drop, it takes a little while. When you send it from drop to wax, it's instantaneous. I don't know why, but it is. So just give it a few minutes, come back, refresh, and if you got all the commons, uncommons, and rares you needed and you already had all the epics, you'll see this click over to 2 royalty sets. I'm still going to be missing these 2 epics while I wait to get a little bit better deal on them. We got some time. I'm not in a rush. I've been watching Chain Champs to hopefully get one at a good price. If I wait too long, I may pay a premium, but to only be missing those 2, I'm fine with that. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. James, I missed the question earlier. You said, when do you think they will show the Captain America from the Upper Deck Redemption? Your guess is as good as mine. No clue at all. I would have thought by now they would have shown it. So, could be any day. Maybe they got a Series 2 coming, and that would be, show that and say, hey, Series 2's on the way. I don't know. I don't know what their idea on that is. You could always ask Funko on their social channels, but I doubt you'll get a response. They don't typically give out information like that. May not hurt, though. Okay, any questions about Funko? I think we've beat that horse to death. Okay, Fenders. Yep. Any questions? I think it's fair to say everything's got to be taken with a little grain of salt, with a little wiggle room, Fenders. Nothing is 1,000,000%. When I say instantaneous to the average person, we're looking at our wallets, and it is. I don't know that those things are need to be pointed out. If it makes you feel better, go for it. But why is Harry so high? He's at 440. I believe you're talking about the Harry Potter Grail. Just to verify. Supply and demand, that's why. Harry Potter is one of the biggest licenses on the planet. There are only so many of the Grails, which, what was our burn rate on Harry Potter? 21% burn rate. If we take that out, means 210 of the 999 will never get made. So where does that leave us? 780, let's call it. 780, 785 is it on that one. Supply and demand. You've got a high demand and a lower supply. That I'm not surprised at that, to be honest. That's the first time though in a while I've seen a Grail go for what I think a Grail should be going for. That one, I take that back. The Jurassic Park did pretty good too in value. A lot of them seem undervalued to me. I think Harry Potter is a little closer to on the money. Don't forget to watch the act. I saw it earlier, Autumn's Toys. Thank you. It looks amazing. Does USDC take a bit of time to show up in drop when transferred? Yes, Funko Fan 34. When I did 2 videos, one using the Ethereum transfer method and another one using the Polygon method. And the Ethereum took like 7 minutes, I think, if I remember right. And the Polygon took like 13. But I've heard people say it takes like an hour or more. So it'll depend on what's going on the blockchain when you make that transfer as well. But you should be able to go into Coinbase and look at the transfer and see if it's still pending or going through or whatever. Yeah, as long as you followed those instructions and you copied and pasted your wallet, it's going to appear there. If it doesn't, I don't know what happened. Take that up with Coinbase or whatever, but it should go through. Yeah, Polygon's the way to go. You did the right thing there. Grail should be going for that price, but they don't. I mean, look, one of the commentary I see a lot of is people saying that's too high, that's too low, that value's crazy. I want to pay a fair price. You got to keep in mind, the value of an item is what someone is willing to pay for something. In other words, if we want to get the true value of something, what we have to do is average out recent sales from credible sources. So don't at me about the Facebook group thing, but like if you go to eBay or Mercari and you average out the last 20 sales of an item, you have a good idea of what the value is. So to say something is too high or too low, it's not. It's exactly where the market has set it at, because that's what people were willing to pay. Harry Potter could be considered too high or too low to somebody who does or doesn't want to sell it. Where I think it's at right now is it's absolutely exactly where it needs to be. That's what people are asking for it. That's what they're able to get for it, possibly. We'll get a better idea for value in the long run when it goes to eBay. That's when we'll get the true sale value, but that can fluctuate wildly too. I find it interesting when people look at my stuff that I have listed on eBay and then hit me up and tell me what I should be selling it for. There's a lot of factors. A lot of factors that go into play in the value of something. And one of the biggest ones, like I just put an item up today for 10 grand. You may look at it and just laugh at me. One sold for 8 grand in the last 180 days, and there's only one other in the world up for sale. If somebody else comes along and goes, oh, that's going to be worth a lot more than that 10 grand one day, they may pull the trigger. I would be ecstatic. Or 99% of people come by and go, you're nuts. I don't need to know if you think I'm nuts. Doesn't help me in it all, and it doesn't help you. All it takes is one person, and that sets the value. I see people complaining about the values on HobbyDB. I don't know that theirs are any less valid or more valid than what's showing up in the Funko app. Let's see. Connor, it comes up in the chat every so often. I think we can put pop sales. There you go. There it is. I forgot my thought there. But anyway, things fluctuate, things change. Those apps are doing their best to provide a third-party filtered value using their algorithms to take out things like autograph pops and damaged boxes and things sold in bundles. There's a lot to factor in. Those prices, they are accurate for what they are. And people, they're not the Bible, though. Those prices go up when things sell for more money. Last year, a 2-pack gold Willy Wonka sold for, I think it was $210,000. There's 10 in the world. They're numbered, Before that, the book value, the app value, was not $210,000, but someone was willing to pay that, and now the value is $210,000. Values change and go up only when people pay above the book value. I'm shocked that the DC Justice League NFT is showing up for $45 lowest on Drop. Wait, which one is that? Justice League NFT? Which particular one, Funko fan? I want to look at this with you. Chucky, I would not pay $10,000 for something today, hoping it'd be worth $12,000 in the future. I'd pay $10,000 if it's worth $10,000 to me. Fair, that's you. There was a guy years ago, and everybody knew about it, was buying up all the Freddy Venom pops, I believe it was, and he was paying a pretty penny. He turned around and sold them all for a huge increase in value and bought an entire fleet of limousines with it. So that method works for some. Not if he's seeing it in drop, Nadu. Those wouldn't be in drop. I don't think. My baby's home. Hello, baby. Yep. Charlie's out back. Ooh, almost spilled my water again. Yeah, Funko Fan 34, if you'll give me which one it is, I'd love to look at that with you and see. Because it sounds like we're talking about one of the redeemables, but I don't remember Justice League. Oh, really? I'm not even seeing it to are you trying to provide a link, Funko Fan 34? It was, oh, okay, you are talking about that one. So you're not seeing it on drop, I don't think. You're probably seeing it over here on Wax. And this was a really cool one that I've been following off and on for some time. Wait a minute. How is HRO showing over here? Wait a minute. You okay?
Where's our dog?
Outside. Didn't you hear me?
Oh, I didn't see her anywhere.
Huh? Yeah.
I have a couple of surprises for you, but if this is a bad time to interrupt, then
No, now's a good time. What you got?
well, first one is this.
Oh, no.
Surprise time.
Whoa, flaming hot lime crunchy Cheetos.
Yeah.
They changed the bag a little
They
bit.
changed them. I know,
Or
I
is
thought
that...
it was something new in the
Wait, the crunchy is new.
It is?
Normally it's just regular, but this is extra crunchy.
I don't think it is. I think they just started writing crunchy. Hi guys. Sorry to interrupt. I think they just started writing crunchy. Does anyone know? Are these like extra crunchy or like what's happening?
Or maybe they just rebranded a little bit.
Okay, and the other one, the other surprise, I need you to be open-minded.
Okay.
Because I think you need it and you don't think you need it.
Oh, okay.
But it is fun and funny.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
It's the world's tiniest garbage can for your desk. This man, if you don't already know, doesn't believe in a garbage can
I don't.
in this room, his office, where he spends the majority of his time. So when there's garbage, he
I.e.
crumples it up and throws it at the door. He won't let me put a regular garbage can in here. So I found this adorable little...
It's like a cup holder garbage can.
It's like the world's tiniest garbage can. Because it's usually just Post-its. And I promise no one will come in and use your garbage can.
Okay, good. No food in the
That's
garbage can.
part of the reason.
Uh-huh.
Now you have a little garbage can. Put it wherever
This
is
is
most
great.
convenient.
Hold on, we have it.
We have garbage.
Experimental garbage.
For the new tiny garbage
It
can.
fits.
Look at that.
Now I just need a cup holder on my arm here.
Oh, there you go.
And then I have the garbage can easily accessible
Yeah.
at all times.
Well, and when Macy does her garbage duty and empties all the garbage cans in the house, we can now tell her to check the office garbage.
Boy. She'll be like, really? I have to...
Really?
The 1 ounce?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I told her I'd pick her up from school, so
Oh, cool.
go in a little bit.
All right.
Okay, love you.
Do you want to let the puppers back in?
Yeah.
You can bring her up. Or let her come up.
Okay.
Hopefully she's not digging. Those chips will go good with a spiced Coca-Cola. I saw you. Smart guy. Funny guy. And now we know Sully. Look, I'm not going to show you all the rest of the room. I've said this before. The clean parts of this room expand to this, and this. The rest is absolute chaos, and the desk is chaos too. I'll never say anything otherwise unless I've just cleaned. Every time I clean, it just gets dirty 5 minutes later. So I've gotten to the point where I don't care. It's not dirty gross. There's not food and stuff, but there's a lot of gibberish around here for sure. I'm not even going to try to front and pretend like I keep it clean. Oh, no, did she dig? Uh-oh, I got to go check in on this. I'll be right back. That dog is crazy. She's been digging. So it is on drop. That's interesting, Calor. But, okay, several thoughts going here. One, how is HRO, a company that I'm very interested in, on wax? I had no idea. I've got some things to learn here. Oh, it's listing the ETH price, but wax is showing... Okay, this is interesting. I have a bunch of HRO unopened packs that I need to look into. No, I'm not muted. Can anybody else hear me? Okay, I'll take a look, Natty6. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. I think Misty may be on your end. There you go. So she'll see that. Let's go. I did not know that they put this one on drop. I know they recently added, in the last few months, some other items that you can look at under the... You can use the radar, I believe. And you said it's under Justice League, NFT, Brave, and the Bold. Let's see. It's probably one of those with the blue logo. There it is. Wow, I did not know they put this on there. That's really cool. So I can transfer mine over. But know this, Funko Fan 34 and anybody else that's interested in it, that same one appears on wax, and you can buy it over there. Probably cheaper, I don't know. People might be trying to take advantage here by thinking no one's going to know it exists. But if we come over here and we go to Brave, and let's just try that and see if we can find it. That may be too general of a search. What was it called again? DC, the Brave, and the Bold. Let's look for the name here. Let's just do this. I'll copy and paste this. It should appear over here. See if we can find it. Yeah, so that one, to anybody who doesn't know the story on this one, if you bought a particular comic book cover moment from that store that we don't talk about here, Small Fart, rhymes with Small Fart, you could get the digital NFT as long as you followed some instructions and went to a website and put in your receipt number. We've seen some other projects that operated like this. Unfortunately, all of those have a very low redemption rate. I want to find this to show you because it's important to note that these are pretty rare. Callard, that's the name of the collection? Let's see if I can find it that way. All of a sudden, I wasn't hungry, but now that I've seen these Cheetos, I'm very hungry. I'm trying to get it to come up. Atomic Hub has been just so slow lately. DC... Let's look at all results. It's not under DC/Funko, right? Or times Funko, right? It is... This used to be so lightning quick, but recently it's slowed down. I'm really interested in finding out more about how HRO... Come on. Let me try the colon. DC colon, see if that brings it up. Why is this such a pain? Does it give us more info down here where we can find it easier? Oh, comic.drop. There we go. That's what I needed. That makes it way easier. The drop name is way easier for collection. Right, Peking? They got us. Wait a minute. Why? They didn't remove it from here. What the what? It should come up under this right here, no problem. Okay. Can we cheat and find another collection and then just replace the name? Yeah, I know, Walking Miracle. You think that's going to be easier? I mean, let this play out, and then if it doesn't, I'll go to my collection next. Oh, did you, Callard? Good. Maybe you'll be able to make a couple bucks off of it. Do we see that here? It should not be this hard to find things. Okay, let me just go to my collection. It's really interesting that Atomic Hub is showing all this ETH stuff, too. Maybe it is under just DC Funko. Because I don't normally keep stuff in my Wax wallet. Well, Nadu, I was going the route that I normally find quicker and easier, but I was wrong. There it is. Okay. So there was two versions of that one. There was the common with motion in the background, and then there was the rare that had motion in the background and the front, the characters are all moving, including the Flash running around in circles. Why are there two templates? There shouldn't be two templates. Oh, they're not two templates. They're what I have in my wallet, not two separate templates. If we look at these, though, what makes these very interesting, I forgot I have two of that one. If you go to the template ID, the attributes are very important on these NFTs to understand what you're reading. They made a possible 21,350 of this NFT. They thought they were going to sell a lot of these because of it, but they did a not very good job of explaining that this was a thing to anyone. And even when we looked at the Small Fart website and tried to read it, it was very not apparent of what was going on. It was tough to figure out what was going on. But if we scroll down, of the 21,350 that were made, 20,357 of those exist still in the pool for people to, when they could turn in their receipts and get them. Per Chuck, only 993, if we do that math, ever went out to the public. Only 993. So that is less than 1,000 pieces for that pop in existence. I believe the redemption period has far since ended, and it would be really nice, we've talked about this in the past, if they burn the rest of these, but I don't think they're ever gonna, so we don't get that. That's of the common. Of the rare, if we open that one, do you, Punked? Nice. The rare is even less. They only made 9,150 of those. Yo, what's up, Hans? They only made 9,150 of those, and 8,715 are still in the pool that could have been claimed from at one point, but I don't think so anymore. So there's what, 400? 8,715 from 9,150. Yeah, less than 400 of those. So if you find one of those, look at the even on Wax, $20 for the rare, $5.60 for the common. I don't know that it'll ever be worth more than that. But if you want to add something that's a little rare to your collection that may one day spike in value because people go, oh. Well, no, Hans, they didn't go out, though. There's less than 1,000 in wallets of the common. There's less than 500, less than 450 in the wallets of the rares. There are definitely not too many worthless NFTs. That's an incorrect statement in my opinion. There are a bunch that were trapped in the pools. Those that are trapped in pools will never be able to go to anyone's wallet, and instead they should be burned. These are the kind of comments that make me real iffy, concerned, because other people read that and take that as fact, but it is not fact. Drop has all the statistics on the NFT. Oh, look at that, 426 holders. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, an easier way to look at it. 435 of the 9,150 were collected in total. 993, as we said. But those remaining, those are to never come out of the pool. They're trapped in there forever. It would be nice if the pool could be burned so we knew exactly how many were actually out there. Hans, yeah, that's the kind of thing we talk about all the time. We're very, very aware of that. We're at the forefront of what's going on with the NFTs. We're the early adopters, and it would be great if we saw them go up over time, which I think they will. Notice a big difference in the way I'm talking about it versus the way you're typing about it. I don't like these strong negative thoughts about these things, especially if the information is incorrect. I'm very careful about my wording. Okay. We haven't got to this yet, and I've already run to the end of the stream, so maybe we'll pick up on this another day. But, oh, good luck, Funko Fan 34. I am going to be giving away this pop right here. This pop right here is going to go out to someone in the community, and I'm working on ways to do that. I'm going to throw out some of the concepts and ideas I have here, and I'd love to hear y'all's constructive feedback and thoughts on how we do that. This is a Indiana Jones 2016 SDCC pop that is worth in the neighborhood of $500. Let me take a look-see. And then tell you guys, before you start shooting out ideas, let me give you an idea of why or how I plan on doing this, and see if you guys can help me come up with the best possible way. We ended up having a lot of discussion around the Funko NFTs today, but I think very good ones. $420. It's worth $420. So there you go. Finest is throwing out ideas. Oh, congratulations to you, Hans. That's awesome. So I got this Indiana Jones worth $420. Now here's what I want to do. I have several goals in this. And whenever you're going to do a giveaway or launch any kind of marketing, you want to have some goals. One for sure that I want to do is I want to build my following around giving this away. So I want to add YouTube followers, Instagram followers, Twitter followers, and or Twitch followers. Any one of those is great, but if I can build all of them, that'd be fantastic. Secondly, I have already designed at least one NFT, and what I'm thinking is selling an NFT, and the holders of the NFT have a chance of winning the pop. So I'll share with you guys the art if you want to see it. It's a little sneak preview for those of you before I actually launch this thing. Hey, goofball. I'm talking to the dog, by the way. Sweet. Okay, sounds good.
Loaded with treats.
Oh, yeah.
And if she gets bored, you can toss this in her.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Get it. No attempt to catch anything.
She did try to catch a treat the other day I tossed at her. Yeah. I don't know if it was an accident, but...
I love you, Grandpa.
All right. Love you too, baby. Okay, that'd be good. I'll be done by the time y'all get back, hopefully. Okay, so... here's the artwork for what I've already designed. A hoot in a different pose. I'm very excited about this. And I want you guys to be able to get the NFT, but also get a chance at winning the pop, the physical pop. I'm still debating on whether I want to make an Indiana Jones style Nerdy Night logo, because I know that some of you guys are very, very big fans of the Nerdy Night logos as well. And I would like to be able to cover the cost or the value, essentially. Like, it would be great if I could if I could sell $400 in NFTs, but give away a $420 pop, I'd consider it a win. Because you guys get something from it, I get something from it in the value of the wax that I get for selling it, and somebody gets the pop. Kind of similar in a loose way to the way we did the Super Bowl Squares game. So what I'm thinking is, the easiest way for me would be just put the NFT up for sale and say, you guys have at it, and on a certain date, based on all the sales, we will pick a winner. However, problem I run into is, what if I only sell $30 worth of NFTs? It's a big gamble I'm taking when I could put the pop up for sale. Thank you for the comments on the art. I appreciate you guys. So, do you guys have some ideas on how I can sell NFTs, giving you guys a chance to win the pop, while also increasing my social media following or following here on Twitch. Any and all the ideas that you might have would be great. I know one of the things to throw out there is their NFT Blocks has a really good giveaway utility that some of you guys have used in the past in or other giveaways. And it would be cool if maybe you could earn an extra giveaway or an extra chance to win something by following me on Twitter, following me on Instagram, etc., etc., etc. And all those things are very possible. Long story short, Walking Miracle, I've got a pop I want to give away. I've got a cool NFT already designed in the fashion of, in the fandom of. Oh no. You gonna throw up here? Yeah. Oh, that's great. All over the carpet. Yay. All right. As long as it's on the carpet and not on anything else. We got a sick puppy. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to have to take her downstairs. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to end right here because I got to come back up and clean all this up, and that's going to take time. So we'll reconvene on this on another day. Maybe I'll bring it up on, do an extra stream or something this week, but I got to take her outside and make sure she's okay, get some water and stuff. So I'm going to end right here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Oh no, I've got a hold of her right now. She's not going to do it. You guys go have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for all the conversations. I'm just going to end it, which is rare for me, but I don't have time to mess with the raid. So you guys have a wonderful one. Remember to wash your hands, check in on somebody you love, make sure they're doing okay, and above all else, most importantly, nerds unite. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.